Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. We got back at 3 o'clock this morning. So this is the first opportunity I've had to jump back on. Oh, my dad's got me a quote to do. Nice, I'll have to send that lady a message. Are we going? Are we live? 2 seconds. Boiled wine I was having. Right then. Plan for tonight, we are gonna add some content to my website. I got it back up and running while I was on holiday. Because in last week's stream I found out that the website wasn't actually live because the domain had expired because I wasn't paying for it. My free trial ran out, so GoDaddy took the website down temporarily, which is fun. Internet could be an issue here, you know. It's not very stable by the looks of it, but we'll figure it out as we go. We'll see if it's good enough. My products. I've got a couple of quotes to do tonight that I didn't get a chance to do before I went away as well, so we'll do those together, I reckon. Websites. Smeltspressurewashing.co.uk. I've already added some stuff, and hopefully that those changes saved because I haven't actually published them yet. Oh, I did. Good. Nice. Hope you can all see that okay. I really like this. I think GoDaddy's done a good job of making this easy. Drag and drop, you can add stuff.
I think you should do any more of that.
Oh, thank you. Is that Lucas?
Yeah, just Google those down.
Okay. So someone mentioned in a stream, I think a couple of weeks ago potentially, that having just one landing page on the website isn't so good for Google exposure, and it might be better to have a page for each service that I'm offering. And so that's what I've done. I've added salt spreading at the bottom here. That's the first thing that came to my mind. ChatGPT helped me out with that. I literally just typed in the benefits of spreading salt in the winter, and it came up with that for me. And then I've done a whole page dedicated to salt spreading, and again this is ChatGPT. I saw a ChatGPT thing that someone put on Instagram the other day. It was like a cleaning page, and you could clearly see, it was numbered like this. You could clearly see they'd given ChatGPT a prompt, and it had come up with it was recognizable, which is funny. It looks like quite a few people are starting to use it. So I've just done, like the benefits of salt spreading in the winter. And so if like big companies are Googling this sort of service, it'll take them directly to this page. Google will promote this page, not just like the home page of my website where they then have to like scroll down and navigate to it. That's the idea anyway. And we'll see. This isn't published yet, but we'll see whether it works or not. So I'm going to add a page for each of my services. So like gutter clearing, solar panel cleaning, pressure washing. How's it going, Darren? Welcome. Am I busy? Not crazy busy. It's not been as busy as it has been in the summer. But there's little things that are ticking me over. Little jobs. Like I'm trying to upsell services. And I'm having a couple of jobs come through from previous customers for like maintenance stuff, where I've suggested to them, like when I've done my cleans in the summer, driveways, biocide treatments, gutter clears and stuff, I've suggested to them, I'd recommend you get this done again in 6 months' time, which is like around now, and those customers are actually starting to come back and say, this price you gave me for the biocide top up, can I get that booked in? I've had like two customers mention that, and I'm turning like I'm upselling more aggressively than I have done before. So I'm turning a single job, which is like maybe like a 75 quid job, that I'd spend 15 minutes driving to, 75 quid, and then 15 minutes back. I'm trying to make the most of those visits. And so I'm either booking a few in the area, I'm trying to like target a few people in that area to make the journey worthwhile. It's only 15 minutes, but it does add up. And then I'm also trying to upsell on the day. Rather than trying to upsell over text, I think it's easier to arrive at the customer's property, go through the work you're about to do. So just discuss like, okay, we're going to be vacuuming out the gutters today as you've requested. I've noticed the gutters are a bit dirty. Have you considered doing this, this and this? And then looking around and like, for example, that job that I did the other day, I upsold the gutter wash, and she's also asked for a price for the decking, the patio. So I was only going to vacuum the gutters on this one, and now I've washed the gutters as well and got a quote for the decking, the side patio, and the massive resin drive. So I'm going to be pricing this one up tonight, I think. And I'm very keen to get this one, so I'm probably going to price it a little bit cheaper than I normally would, just because I want some before and afters of resin, because I don't have any yet. I thought you were on holiday. Yeah, I was on holiday all last week. We went to Paphos. Got back at 3 o'clock this morning. Do you do roof cleans? Not at the moment, no. Although it is like the season. I've seen a lot of people either trying roof cleaning, or roof cleaning seems very busy at the moment. I'm sure if I was advertising roof cleaning, I reckon it'll do quite well this time of year. Hey up, Matt. Who are you using for public liability insurance? I'm using Simply Business, just because I think it was easy to just like get a quote. I think it was probably through a comparison website, to be honest. if I remember correctly. I've also got to quote this one as well. I was supposed to do this last week, but they both said, like, don't worry about it. Do it when you get back off holiday. So, your cleaner windows, welcome. Jed, welcome. Double check the terms and conditions cover the max pressure of your machine. Is that a thing? That's weird. Something strange to have to worry about. What are we going to do first? I've got some new stickers from Gutter Vacuum Systems today. Got one for the Panther. They must have seen in the video that my Panther sticker was coming off in a recent video. And then I've got two like van stickers. Gutters cleared using Gutter Vacuum Systems. That'd be nice on the back of the van. Is the stream working okay for everyone at the minute? I'm in a different spot in the house. I'm sure you can tell I'm in the kitchen. And I'm not sure if the internet is as reliable in this room. So if it's buffering for anyone or if it's weird, let me know. My window cleaning policy covers all cleaning, but states max pressure of 248 bar. That's strange, isn't it? Some pretty cool news. I meant for anyone who follows me on Facebook or Instagram, I mentioned it the other day. My brother is coming back from Australia, and he's going to be coming to work with me. I don't know how long he's going to be coming back for. I think at the moment it's just like 5 weeks. I put this post out. And this was mainly just to advertise, to say I'm back to work, advertising the gutter clearing and the Christmas lights and stuff, and just let people know, just an update on the services I actually offer, because it's been a while since I've done that. And since I'm putting all this effort into the website, explaining all the services I'm offering, I might as well do the same for the social media. Sophie got this good picture the other day, which I think is quite cool, for the Christmas light installation. I've got a bunch of others that I'm going to post. I also had an inquiry for Christmas light installation the other day, and it's over in Badsey near Evesham. It's quite a big property, and she says there's 2 other houses in the street that want to get it done as well, so we're all going to have it done together. So it's potentially a decent amount of work. I've sent her a price over, and she says she'll ask them and get back to me. So I don't know, fingers crossed for that one, because that'd be cool to go out and do that with my brother, sort of make a day of it. I've tried to upsell gutter clearing and say, I'd be happy to, as we'll already be there and we're going to be working at gutter level, I'd be happy to offer you a reduced price to clear out your gutters at the same time. So when people are getting in touch for Christmas light installation, I'm going to be upselling gutter clearing as well, and potentially even gutter washing, because it would make the lights sparkle even more having clean gutters, I suppose. Marius, welcome. You okay? So I'm going to add another page, and it's going to be for gutter clearing. It's going to be a new page. Gutter clearing. Capitals. And I think I'm probably going to put it, does it prioritize? Oh, I've got an areas that we serve page as well. Just because people always ask if I travel, like, do you cover my area sort of thing. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to open myself up to wider areas, especially on the website, because commercial work, it's going to be worth traveling. So I don't want to limit myself to just like my town or the areas surrounding my town, which I sort of have done in the past. I haven't needed to travel, but with the quieter times, the winter coming in, I think it might be worth traveling for bigger jobs. I'm not going to travel for smaller jobs, but at least if I say, we've got many happy customers all over England and Wales, which is true. Regularly work in surrounding areas. We travel all over the UK. That's all I'm going to leave it as, I think, just so I don't limit myself, and then I can sort of pick and choose if something does come in that's a bit too far away and it's not really worth the travel. I think that's a good idea. Hello Darren, you alright mate? I'm just editing my website, adding some more pages for specific services. I've also got a few quotes to do in a bit as well. We'll see how we get on. Darren, you put a thumbs up to my message the other day, but I've not heard from you. What do you have like a date in mind that would work for me to head over and to get this heating fitted in the van? Because it is approaching those evenings where I wouldn't know because I've been in Paphos for the last week and the evenings have been just as hot as the day. But with the frost kicking in, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to leave it too late, if you know what I mean. I've had a couple of major incidents. If you get bored and want joining, I can work around your schedule. Major incidents? Jesus. Is everything okay? Darren, let me ask you, how long are you going to be at your computer for tonight? Because there is some bits that I wanted to get done first, but definitely up for a chat. Okay. So if you give me like maybe an hour and a bit, a couple of hours maybe, and I'll send you a message or something, would that be all right? And Darren, what would it cost me to get the paste tube me? Okay. That's such an old man thing to say. What's it going to cost me for the equipment and the fitting? $1 million. Okay. Are you in a funny mood tonight? Private policy last. I think the private policy is hidden at the moment. I've just hidden it because I don't even know what a private policy is, honestly. So I'll probably go home. Like pressure washing, can these be moved up? Oh, here we go. So it'll be home, pressure washing. But I haven't got a pressure washing page yet, so we'll do gutter clearing first. I like that it comes like appears on the top. That's cool. Steve-O, welcome. I fitted my tube heaters in my van and it's working a treat so far. I noticed that. I think you said you just got to be careful that you don't drive off with it plugged in. Private policy last if you needed to explain what you will/won't do with customers' information. So would that be if they're like signing up to something on the website? If they're like creating a profile or something? The only thing I'd be asking them to do would be to get in touch via this contact form at the bottom. So I don't know if it's totally necessary. I may also do like a contact page, contact us. I want to get this contact form. I might put that on every page. So with the salt spreading, because this is a service. Darren, by the way, if you're still here, do you sell salt spreaders, or do you have any contacts that supply that sort of thing? So like on here, it's sort of emphasizing the importance, and then there's a contact us bit. Which I think I'm going to put on every page. I love that you can just change the layout. So if I go on, is it page settings? No. Is it theme? Yeah, so you can just like drag and drop a totally different template. But also when you're creating, how did I do it? Gutter clearing, add section. And here we go, look. So it's got like, say for example, I wanted to do an image gallery for like photos and stuff. It's got all these different layouts of how you can have this new page that you've just created. Like I've never made a website on any of these platforms before. But I think it's really cool. It's like really intuitive. And you can specify things like whether it auto scrolls or whether it requires the person to scroll the images. It's very cool. I'm going to stick with the same one. Which one did I use before? Which one did I use on the salt spreading? I wonder if I can duplicate the page. Duplicate page. And then I can just like change the pictures, change the information. Nice. I like it. Get rid of gutter clearing. For example, you don't sell your customers' data. Okay. I don't know if it's just my screen, but you're really out of focus. Am I? I've changed the private policy. Is it like blurry for you? If the whole stream is blurry, you might find that it's your quality settings on YouTube. Because I think I'm in focus. The camera's tracking my face anyway. Not blurry. Yes, it's blurry. Yeah, if it's the whole screen that's blurry, check your quality settings in the bottom corner of your window. Just a thought of doing the likes of salt spreading, getting to and from these places with such bad weather, especially snow and back roads. Your van may not be suitable. Ooh, I never thought of that. That's a very good point. I mean, a front wheel drive vehicle with a bunch of weight in it, I think is kind of ideal for driving in the snow. I think you want weight. Do you want weight or do you want to be light? I think you want weight. And front wheel drive or four wheel drive is good. Rear wheel drive is awful in the snow. I could get some beefy tires. Snow tires are insane money though. That's a very good point though. Very good point. I didn't think about that before. You look okay here. Nice. Website platform looks good. Just make sure your text is good for SEO. Titles, page names, image names, all consistent. Image names. Oh, I didn't think of that. So like the metadata is all consistent, so that so that Google recommends the right stuff. It's not blurry, it's the best it's actually been. Okay, cool. My setup's slightly different here in the kitchen, and I think the internet is slightly less stable. The ping is higher, and I think it's because I'm slightly further away from the router. And I'm just streaming over Wi-Fi, which is not ideal. You might have a bit of a girl filter on. This is a tan, I'll have you know. I am tanned. Weight between the wheels, not behind the wheels. Image file names and alt text. Okay, no, I'm glad you've sorted it. Jed, you seem to know a lot about this. Are you like a developer or something? Okay, so this one is now going to be called gutter clearing. Ched, I think it was you that suggested I have an individual page for each service. Is that right? Because search results in Google will take people directly to that page instead of having them land on the home page. Professional gutter clearing. Is that how you spell professional? Yes. I'm going to use one of my images. I'm probably going to use something from one of my image packs, I think. I do like let's have a look what I've got. Gutters. These are all a bit too narrow. I need like I don't tend to shoot in landscape anymore. I just take portrait stuff for social media. Oh, that's not a bad one. The one I used for my thumbnail for my recent gutter clearing video. How about that one? Yeah, that's kind of cute. That's nice. It fits the website. Doesn't look very commercial. I like the sort of perspective of that picture. Is it better to have all your services on one page or multiple pages? This is what I'm saying. I think someone advised me that it's better to have them on multiple pages. I used to build websites by hand for previous businesses. Yes, separate focused pages, all about separate focused pages, all about one topic. Perfect. Jed, out of interest, did you do any work with e-commerce? Let me talk you through WordPress or Joom for your CMS. You will love that. I don't know if I've got, honestly, like the time it took me to make smelt.club. The time that this little, I mean, I suppose if you're going to do something, do it properly. And it'd be nice to cut out the middleman and not have to pay GoDaddy like a monthly rate. I mean, you've still got to pay for the domain no matter what. It'd be nice not to have to pay GoDaddy like 11 quid a month. Yeah. Darren's just sent me a photo. He says, I'm playing here for a bit. That's his setup. That's crazy. That is very cool / excessive. Who needs 4 screens? In fairness, I could always do with more screens. Did you get that job from Sarah? I think she was called Sarah. Or Sarah. Is it Sarah or Sarah? Yeah, I think I'm going over there on Thursday. It was the limestone job I think you're talking about, isn't it? It was this one. Yeah, I've ordered some. Well, I've actually received some Max Clean Pro today from Pure Seal. Only 5 litres, but I think that's all I'll need when it's diluted. So hopefully that takes care of the staining and stuff, and I won't have to use too much pressure. Because I am concerned, I am slightly concerned, as I think everyone would be with limestone. I mean, she's already been pressure washing it with like a Karcher, I think, but it's packed up now. And so I don't know if she's caused any etching by getting too close or whatever, but I mean, as long as I turn the pressure down on the machine, it shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, we got that job after a bit of back and forth with the customer, just because she just sort of explained like the cost of me doing the job once is going to be near enough the same cost as replacing the pressure washer that's broke. She did sort of say, granted, you're going to probably do a better job, and it saves you the effort. Like, it's a big old area to clean, and I'm going to be using the proper products. It's going to stay cleaner for a lot longer than it would do if she was to do it by herself with just water. I think the investment would definitely be worth it, particularly just using biocide. Like, I'm post treating it with biocide as well, and that's worth its weight in gold on a patio like this. It could potentially stay clean for like 1 to 2 years, whereas cleaned with just water, it's going to start growing algae back in like the next month or so, and then through the winter it's just going to get worse and worse. Oh, that's what I've done. I've offered her a free gutter clean, a free gutter clear, and that's what sort of sealed the job. I have priced low for the work. It is cheaper than it should be, really. But I enjoy working with limestone because it's a slightly different, more interesting process, and hopefully this is a contact that I'm gonna build a relationship with, and it's a person that's going to recommend me then to other people. And it's a big old house. It's in an area that I don't normally serve, and so I think it's quite a valuable contact. And as long as she's happy and I do a good job, there's no reason I don't think why she wouldn't tell her friends about me, you know. It's for the win. 4 screens for the win. No e-commerce. I think it's easier these days. I did have over 50 websites, but now I'm down to about 15. Using affiliate marketing and Google ads, they earn a little, but nowhere near what they used to. Yeah, I think when it comes to websites and stuff, there's so many options for people out there. It must be difficult to stand out, especially if you're only like a small business. I was actually thinking about it the other day, like, coding, like, is it worth? I mean, being able to build your own thing, particularly a website, is very powerful. But coding isn't as rare as it used to be as a skill. Hello.
I didn't know if you wanted him out. I think he's still in there.
Would you mind?
He was on the toilet to like courses.
Was he? Would you mind just peeping your head in and just saying, time to come out? Thanks. So the reason I'm in the kitchen today is because Luca, my son, stays. Like I normally stream in his bedroom on a Monday night because he's not here on Mondays. But he comes Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. And so if I was streaming in his bedroom tonight, I'd be keeping him awake. So that's why I'm down here. He's up in the shower now. He's trying to milk his time. He's trying to stay up for longer. Told him it's 8:30 bedtime, and it's already gone 8:30, so that's good. If possible, have your van parked sideways in each photo so your name, number, and colours are there too. Nice, that's a good idea too, yeah. I've thought about doing... Hi. I've thought about doing a new banner for my Facebook page with me and my van in it. But the list of services on my van aren't really up to date. And so it'd be nice if they were. But my current banner is this, just like the surface cleaner with my mobile number on it. And then this is the first photo that I took when I started pressure washing. I was just about to credit you. There's my little Parker machine, look. Cutie.
You've done lots of work on that house, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Cute, isn't it?
Has been a relief, hasn't it?
Massive.
Sophie's birthday tomorrow.
Doesn't feel like it.
How old are you? 32? 33?
Actually, how old am I though?
You're like 26 at least. 27.
At least, yeah.
27.
Nope.
28 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knew it. First try. You threw in a cheap gutter clean, didn't you? For the big limestone one. No, I did it for free. I threw it in for free. Ordinarily it was going to be about a £90 gutter clear, but I'm doing that for free now instead. I think I'll do that first. I'll try and head over there early on Thursday morning, and then do the gutters first. I don't know whether to start pressure washing first or Max Clean Pro first.
Max Clean Pro?
I wonder if Max Clean Pro, agitated and rinsed, try and get as much off as I can, or light pressure wash first, Max Clean Pro, agitate, rinse.
Oh, I thought that was like a cleaning move or something.
What?
Like Power Rangers.
Max
like,
Clean Pro?
Yeah.
Like a...
You know when you get into like the big... The Power Rangers get into that big like...
They all join together.
Join together, that's kind of how I'm imagining it.
Like I stand on top of the pressure washer and ride it
You put
down the
all
patio.
the things together like...
The gutter vacuum, the pressure washer, and then the surface cleaner over the
all
top.
The hoovers.
Yeah.
Lucas calling you.
Yes, mate. It is 20 to 9. You milked it, haven't you? You know what you're doing, didn't you? Are you clean? Do you smell? Do you want to get your jammies on? Then bed. You know then what? We already spoke about it before you went up. You little milker. Love you.
I'm just going to say thank you.
Thank you for what?
Everyone's saying happy birthday.
Oh.
Thanks.
I'm going to tell them what I got you when you go out the room. Do you want to open it tonight?
No.
We always do this, don't we?
You always do this.
It's not me.
Yes, you do.
We both do it.
Are you going to think of my Max Clean Pro every day?
Yeah. If anyone's good at like Photoshop or anything, I'd like to see like an image of Power Rangers, all of them stuck together, stacked on top of each other, and they make that mighty Morphin Ranger.
Yeah. Well, they do loads of different things, don't they? Sometimes they have a shark.
Yeah, but like the pressure washing version of that would be funny to see with my face on the top. Right, you're distracting me. So
sorry.
If you could, thanks. Oh, joking. Is it McFlurry Tuesdays? Oh, we've got donuts, haven't we?
You've had a donut. You haven't got more though.
I might need a top up later. I'd always lightly clean first, and then you know what you're dealing with. That's a good idea, Tom.
And then go in with the Max Clean Pro.
Tom, have you got much experience cleaning limestone? Because I've only done one, and I did a very light pressure wash, and then I did a biocide treatment, but that was before I knew Max Clean Pro existed. And also, is Max Clean Pro sufficient once rinsed off as a biocide, or do you, once it's rinsed, do you then need to post treat with biocide, or is it not like is it like an all-in-one? I was planning on Max Clean Pro, wash, post treat with biocide. Hello, Craig. You're in the process of doing your website too. Nice. You've just texted me, Craig. Why have you texted me? Should we pull it up? Pull it up. I'm not getting anything done. I'm just chatting. What does Max Clean Pro say on their bottle? William, it's a product from Pure Seal. I don't think it says anything on the bottle. Probably says something on the website. Where's the shop? There it is. Do not apply in damp or wet conditions. Remove loose dirt, moss and other contaminants prior to treating. Do not apply in direct sunlight. For light contamination, 200 ml with 5 litres of water. For heavy, 500 ml with 5 litres of water. Ensure heavily contaminated areas are saturated with the product. Scrub well with a stiff brush. Leave to dwell for 20 to 30 minutes and do not allow to dry out. Rinse thoroughly with a pressure washer, ensuring that you remove as much excess as possible. So it does say remove loose dirt, moss and other contaminants prior to treating, which is a given. Like if you're going to put a product down, you want it to make contact with the surface that you're cleaning, you don't want it to sit in all the leaves and stuff that are all over the patio. So I think a light rinse is a good idea anyway. Always check your spelling, unlike Pure Seal. Yeah, I noticed that the other day actually. Where is it? Surface. Where is it? There. We done one in the summer. We lightly cleaned, then treated with Max Clean, agitated, had a brew, then rinsed and cleaned again. So you've lightly cleaned, treated, rinsed, cleaned again. So that's like 4 passes, excluding agitating it with a stiff brush. That's what I'm trying to reduce, is like going over the surface multiple times when it's not necessary. So that's why I'm wondering which order to do it all in, if you know what I mean. Wheelie Clean, hi Smelt, you inspired me to start my own business. Pressure washing cannot fit all what I wanted to say, but thanks for the cleaning bug. No worries. That's very nice to hear. I'm glad you've been inspired, and I hope it's going very well for you. I encourage you to keep commenting and posting. I'd always upsell biocide depending on the job. If it's summer and the patio is going to have heavy use, personally I wouldn't bother using bio, as it won't be as effective. Oh, so like a trafficked surface, even if it's foot traffic, you think a trafficked surface, the product, the biocide is going to sort of come off. I know if you apply biocide and then it rains shortly afterwards, it's a total waste of the product. So that's something to consider. Is this different from your usual sodium hypochlorite mix? Yes. So Max Clean, so sodium hypochlorite isn't safe on limestone. So you need a specific product. In this case, the product is Max Clean Pro that I'm going to use from Pure Seal. So I ordered this the other day. I've got it in the van. So this is like high strength cleaner, and it's got a biocide in it as well. Surfactants, activators, so it's going to foam up, it's going to stick to the surface. If you were to use, I've not had any experience with what sodium hypochlorite actually does to limestone. Using bleach to clean limestone isn't typically recommended. Bleach is powerful, can damage the formation of limestone. I wonder if it discolors it or whether it just damages the surface. Bleach can damage limestone. Okay, so that's an example of like a discolored section. And that bit there. So yeah, it literally bleaches it by the looks of it. Turns it a brighter colour. Which would be a disaster, especially if you've got the sort of black limestone. Oh, there we go, look. Ruined black limestone. Oh dear. The stone had been bleached white by acid. Okay, so they've used acid on this one. Oh dear. And they've gone over and sealed it. And again, like Pure Seal sell a product to return it to like this very deep black. So if it ever does go wrong, if you do end up etching it, they do a They do a limestone restorer, which this is literally like one of those jobs where you get on your hands and knees, rub it in with a cloth, wipe off the excess. I don't think there's necessarily a quick way of doing this unless you had maybe one of those sponges on like a brush handle or something. So that's a fairly faded limestone patio, and then it obviously recolors it, and it's hyperbolic. What's the word where it's water repellent? Hypo. Look at that difference, man. That's insane. Hydrophobic. Thank you, Ad. Thank you. And you can always tell if it's limestone with this sort of orange peel effect on the surface. So if you're ever unsure, if it's faded like this, it's going to be slightly more difficult to spot, I think. But if you're unsure, splash a bit of water on the surface and look for that sort of orange peel. Oh, Elliot, thank you, mate. Very kind of you. Good evening, looking refreshed from your hollybobs. Yep, feeling good. Although didn't get in till 3 a.m. this morning, but I'm feeling okay. I've had too much coffee today and I've been a little bit sort of, I think, anxious or stressed out, I guess. I had like 4 large cups of coffee by around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had a 5th after that. Max Clean Pro says don't apply on damp surfaces, so if you rinse, that won't go against. So if you rinse, won't that go against the directions? So if you rinse the surface first, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so are they expecting you to like leaf blow the surface or sort of brush the surface first? Apply the Max Clean Pro. I mean, Tom, for someone who's got experience using Max Clean Pro, was it effective while the surface was already wet? You said you did it in the summer, lightly cleaned, or was the surface dry again by the time you pulled out the Max Clean Pro? Probably not. But even though the surface was already wet, was it still effective? Thank you again, Elliot, by the way, for becoming a paid member of the channel. Greetings from Germany, Attila, welcome. Cyprus flights are always nights on return. Yeah, and there was a headwind as well. So on the way there, it was 4 hours or 4 hours, 20 minutes. On the way back, it was 5 hours, 20 minutes. A whole extra hour because the wind was going in a different direction. Those plane seats are not designed for my body. I was telling my dad earlier, like they expect you. And also, like, considering that I was with family, so all 3 seats in our row was me, Sophie, Maya. So we could sort of fall over each other and sort of sit sideways on the seats and it wouldn't be a problem. But if you're someone of my size, 6'2", and then you're sort of crammed in this seat with strangers either side of you, and you've got to sort of sit there with your legs together. My knees are touching the seat in front of me. No matter what I do, my knees are touching that seat. So the whole journey, I was sitting sideways with trying to extend my legs under the seats. And then you can't do anything with your head. So your neck's got to be like this. I had my headphones on, and it was like a late flight as well. And we were all tired, so I was trying to get a little bit of snooze eye. And shut eye. What is it, shut eye? Shut up. And I also even tried like putting the board down in front of me and like resting my head on the tray in front of me. It's just a nightmare. Maya had it easy. She was just like spread out across us, asleep the whole way back. Yeah.
She got off the flight. She was like, "That was fun, wasn't it?"
Yeah, she said it was fun, and she had no idea what. Yeah. And the guy behind us. Oh God, he was a smelly man. I knew it was him. Every like half an hour, it'd be like. Some people have got no shame, and they just can't hold it. I will hold it until I've got a bad stomach, and I'm off that flight. But other people don't care. They don't care who they're sat next to. They don't care how many people. Darren says, "Try being me." What you mean, Darren? You're not tall. Yes, it was effective. It was quite dry when applied. That being said, okay. So when you first rinsed, you'd give it sort of. If it's in the middle of summer, it's probably going to dry quite quickly. To be fair, I think limestone's quite porous, isn't it? So I'm assuming it probably would just naturally dry out fairly quickly when it's decently hot. Took us about an hour and 20 minutes to get suitcases as well. 2 young kids, nightmare. Oh, 6 foot 25 stone. I take some fitting in. Are you 6 foot? Is that with your heels on? I swear you're not 6 foot. I was watching your video. I was watching your videos at work today. I want to start my own business next spring. Awesome. Attila. Am I saying your name right? Is it Attila? Why do you want to start your business next spring and not right now? Just out of interest. Because a lot of people say this. I'm going to start next year. I'm going to start when this happens. I'm going to start when I've got enough money. All that sort of stuff. And I just wonder what it is in particular that's preventing you from making a start right now. That's why I fly premium economy or cheap business class if I'm lucky. I think all the seats were the same on this flight, to be honest. They all looked. So, were there any nice seats on that flight? EasyJet, one plane. Extra legroom. Yeah, this plane was basically a sardine tin with little seats in it. Measured many times by the old Bill. Okay. I need to get something done tonight. Let's give ChatGPT a prompt for professional gutter clearing. Let's have a look. Okay, explain of clearing gutters with extendable poles, extendable. We'll give that a try. Poles from the ground. Maybe I'll say pitch the benefits rather than explain, because we're trying to sell a service here. Pitch the benefits of clearing gutters with extendable poles from the ground. But I'm trying to be quite specific with what I want it to say. I want it to suit my particular need. Oh, Jesus, I didn't mean to send that. I don't want to list them. I want you to explain them. Should I put without using bullet points? Extendable poles from the ground, but occasionally using ladders where necessary. Don't know how to spell necessary. That's a total gamble. Without using bullet points. And I'm going to put briefly pitch. This is quite specific. Briefly pitch the benefits of clearing gutters with the extendable poles from the ground, but occasionally using ladders where necessary without using bullet points. Let's see what it does. This is brief, nice. Clearing gutters with extendable poles from the ground provides a convenient and efficient solution for routine maintenance. The extendable poles allow you to reach high or challenging areas without the need for constant ladder use, ensuring safety and accessibility. However, in situations where ladders are necessary, the flexibility to occasionally use them complements the pole system, providing a versatile approach to gutter cleaning. This combination offers a balanced and effective strategy, minimizing risk while addressing specific requirements through maintenance where needed. That's very good. That seems nice. I like it, but that doesn't sound like a sales pitch for the benefits of cleaning your gutters. This seems like more of like a health and safety pitch. I like the idea of showing the customers that we can reach hard to reach spots on the gutters. Has anyone got any suggestions? Sorry, we've got a leaky tap. And if it's in a certain position, it's hitting the bottom of the sink really loudly. Tried to fix it, but I'm not a plumber. Evening, Dan. Welcome. 1C2S. What does that mean? 1C2S. Oh, are you talking about necessary? Thank you. Because I'm saving up the money and I can't do the stone washing in the winter. Sorry if I'm not clear. I'm not perfect English. Your English is absolutely fine. You're saving up the money and you can't do the pressure washing in the winter. Is there something you can do to start building the business ready for when you launch it? Did you say in the spring? Because it would save you time and effort of doing everything at once when the time comes. Why not start advertising now? Start setting up maybe some social media, a website, maybe getting things like insurance sorted, looking up and reading it, like create a logo, make some leaflet templates. You don't even have to buy the leaflets, just make the templates. Start doing things so that when you're ready to launch, you might already have a small following. You might already have some potential customers lined up. Whereas if you leave it till spring, you might sort of miss the boat. Ask it to pitch it to a customer. That's a good idea. Why should you have your gutters cleared with extendable poles? Any thoughts on the website? Sorry, Craig, I did pull it up and I forgot to. This is what I'm doing. This is from Craig. This is what I'm doing at the moment on my website. I'm making a page for each local area for SEO purposes. Take a look below. So he's got 3 different pages here that he's linked me. One of them's for Bolton, one's for Wigan, and one's for Bury, B-U-R-Y. I'm making each page private and only linking them via my footer. Once the SEO works and brings in traffic, if they click anywhere, it will bring them to my main pages. Oh, that's very like meta. That's very... I'm not sure I totally understand. But let's have a look. Oh. Page not found. Because it's private. We can't seem to find the page you're looking to. Go to home page. That is clever. I understand what you've done. Although, wouldn't it be better to take a similar approach to what I'm doing? Where you have like a page on your website that maybe has the same content, but the wording is different for the area. So like gutter clearing or pressure washing in, what were those? In Bolton. The words are just different. You know what I'm saying? Rather than having like a failed to open page sort of thing, page not found. Is there any way you can have this automatically redirect them? Once they hit this page, rather than having to click this button, it automatically directs them. Craig, Google might not like auto swapping pages and will see the landing page as page not found. Page per area would be better, but don't change the town name. Content needs to be unique on each page. Don't just change the town name, the content needs to be unique on each page. This is very good information, Ched. Google hates that. How do you know that Google hates that, just out of interest? And Craig, how do you know? Is this just experience? You've seen what happens when you're the customer and you're typing in certain keywords and you're seeing how it works. Link was wrong. The pages do work. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Ignore. So it brings you to this. Gutter clearing in Bury. So are all these pages the same? So they are all the same by the looks of it at first appearances. It's just the name at the top is different. Craig has just suggested that the content needs to be unique on each sorry, Ched suggested the content might need to be different on each page. Are you using GoDaddy as well? Because my Facebook reviews, even though I've linked it, they're not showing up just yet, I don't think. If I go all the way to the bottom where they should be. Yeah, look, it says coming soon. Home. Successfully connected. Data might take 24 hours to display. But that was like ages ago. So what's that all about? It says it's connected. Strange. Reviews can take a few days. It's been a couple of weeks. It's tailored to each area. Each page has different content tailored to each area. Okay, fair enough. Thanks for the advice. I have to go to bed now because I have to get up early tomorrow for my teacher. But I think I'm not alone. No, you're not. Definitely not. Thanks for tuning into the stream. And I wish you the best of luck with your business. And I'd encourage you to just start now. Do a little bit every day. Doesn't matter how big or small. Doesn't matter what it is you're actually doing. Just do something every day that contributes towards getting the business up and running. And I promise it will snowball. I've said this many times in the past on the live streams. The compound effect. Small actions lead to big changes. over a long enough period of time. If it's just the town name change, Google will spot it as a duplicate content. You listened to the compound effect last week. Nice. How did you find it? And do you feel inspired on your hour commute? Literally, this isn't like fluff. It's literally changed my life. And it's what motivated me to change, like literally leave my job. I didn't just up and leave my job. I put the work in to enable me to leave my job. Because of that book. Audiobooks, baby. I'm getting messages here, there, and everywhere. But Craig, sorry, mate. The website looks great. That picture might need adjusting. I like this link here. Message us on WhatsApp. That's a nice little button. I'd like something similar. You can get it to sort of open up a conversation with you on WhatsApp, which is very useful. Very nice, quick and easy. Home. Oh, you've got an areas we cover page as well. Got you before and afters. (7:30 till 6). I've removed the hours on mine because honestly, I don't mind if someone contacts me on a weekend. I don't mind if they send me a message at midnight. I'll sort of get back to them when I can. I'm wondering if showing opening hours, because let's all face it, we're self-employed. We sort of work when we want or when we can. So I'm wondering if having some opening hours is potentially putting people off sending you an email or a contact form during those times. I don't know how people think. I've never been a customer that's used a contact form, so I'm not really sure. Craig, I don't know if you mentioned, is this a GoDaddy website? And this chat bubble here, is that exactly the same as this contact form? Or does it come through on an email, or does it actually start up like a conversation on the website? Then you got pressure washing. If I could give you one bit of feedback, is this image here. And I think potentially that image as well. I think they're both clearly stock images. But this one is like quite clearly like a plastic, maybe like an electric karcher or something. And if someone was going to approach you for like a big commercial clean, they might see images like this and be put off at the type of equipment that you're using. That's a point. I wonder if I might, if we look at H2O's website, they've got a lot to brag about when it comes to the equipment they're using, because they've got an amazing setup. They've got vans with trailers and it's all very cool, and they've got steam and boilers and all sorts. So I wonder if they show their equipment on their website. No, not really. Google? They've got that image on Google as their like profile image. So you can tell they've got the right stuff for the job. It might be good on my page, on one of my pages, maybe like an About Us page that shows the sort of equipment I'm using. Like just a picture of the van doors open at the back, and maybe like my nice big gutter vacuum and surface cleaner next to it, and yeah, just a bit of a display of my bits and bobs. Regarding the compound effect, yes, it does make sense. I heard of the compound effect with investing before. I'm onto the entrepreneur roller coaster now. 3 days there and back. Nice. Images are all to be changed. Oh, it is GoDaddy. And your reviews just started working after a couple of days. I get stuff 24/7. What do you mean, Darren? What were we talking about? I can't remember the context of that comment. What did I ask you? Can't remember. Oh, your mobile's on silent outside 8 AM to 8 PM. Yeah, Craig, it's good, mate. Are you happy with it? Let's go back to ChatGPT. Let's just get at least one page of this website done, and then we'll see if Darren's about for a chat. So, someone suggested to change something, pitch it to the customer. Can you, whoever it was, can you copy and paste that comment? Because I can't remember what you said. I've lost it. You were talking about times and contact page. Oh, yeah, because you get stuff 24 hours a day. Yeah, I see. And I suppose you can then decide when once you've received the, obviously you've put open and close times on the website, but regardless, you get stuff all day, every day. Okay, I see what you're saying. Briefly, briefly sell me on the benefits of clearing gutters, particularly using vacuum systems. Particularly using vacuum systems from the ground. Briefly sell me on the benefits of clearing gutters, particularly using vacuum systems from the ground, in one paragraph. Clearing gutters, especially with vacuum systems from the ground, offers a hassle-free and efficient solution to critical aspects of home maintenance. With this approach, you eliminate the need for ladders. That's not. I don't want to say you eliminate the need for ladders, because, like we said in my video the other day, which I should have. I think I might change the name of this video to, instead of a series of unfortunate events, because we discussed in the video the fact that, hot take, I think you definitely still need to carry ladders around with you when you're clearing gutters with a vacuum. Got me out of so many sticky situations. So I'm going to change that. ChatGPT is handy, but AI will be our downfall, maybe. Or it might help. It might help us move to the next phase of humanity, which would be a level 3 planet. What level are we? What level planet are we? A type 07. Oh, I think it depends on how much energy the planet puts out in comparison to how much it consumes, or how much energy it consumes. Can't remember. That's it. A type civilization. What type civilization are we? Type 072. We're not even a 1 yet. Kardashev scale. I've always liked the idea of a Dyson sphere, which is when you can cover a star. Can't remember whether you cover the planet with like solar panels or whether you cover a star with solar panels. I think it's the planet, isn't it? Dyson sphere. Hypothetical megastructure that encompasses a star. There we go. So it does encompass the star. To harness a large percentage of its solar output. Which is a neat idea, isn't it? Didn't think we'd be talking about this on a pressure washing podcast, did you? Eh? AI can't clean driveways, patios, and clear gutters. That's very true. I mean, oh, speaking of which, you are wrong, sir. This takes so long. I'm just trying to find a good way of sending a link from my phone to the laptop. I've got to send it over WhatsApp and then pull it up on my messages. How about that then? That could be AI powered. In fact, they might have already sort of mapped out the surface and just stick it on. Oh no, he's controlling that by hand, isn't he? How about that then? Say goodbye to your desk jobs. That's something you could do, is use it to help code a website for you. I've heard people do that. Get it to write lines of code and you can just copy and paste that into like a word processor. A lad in the canteen yesterday, an apprentice, I'd say he was 18, caught him Googling cup of soup instructions. Oh no. Literally says it on the cup. Just wondered if ChatGPT would give me the same answer to the exact same question. Did you test it? Because you can regenerate the answer as well. So you can get it to like just come up with a different version of that answer. Or so let's read what it says. You eliminate the need for ladders, ensuring safety and accessibility while effectively removing debris from the gutters. The convenience of operating the vacuum system from the ground saves time and effort, making routine maintenance a quick, short, straightforward task. Additionally, by preventing clogs and promoting proper water drainage, you safeguard your home from potential water damage, preserving the integrity of your roof, siding and foundation. Investing in a good vacuum system provides cost-effective. Okay, so instead of rephrasing my question, I should be able to just say, shorten this answer. And then it does it again, but condenses the wording. So you can actually like have a conversation with it, like an ongoing, continuous conversation, and get it to like tailor. It's very clever. There's an AI digger at work. If people encroach the area, they start recording and snitch to the office. Oh, sorry. There's AI on the diggers at work. That's so funny. I mean, I suppose it's like CCTV, isn't it? But it's a little bit automated. Oh, we didn't have the box, just the sachet. Just tested different text. Okay. Clearing gutters with vacuum systems from the ground is hassle-free and efficient solution, eliminating the need for ladders while ensuring safety. I'm going to change that to, I'm going to do that myself. I'm not going to automate everything. I'm going to change the word to from eliminating to reducing the need for ladders while ensuring safety. This approach saves time and effort, effectively removing debris and preventing clogs, thus protecting your home from potential water damage. Investing in a gutter vacuum system. I don't want to talk about someone else investing. I want to change the word into like promoting it to a customer. Change the wording to promote gutter clearing to a customer. I don't know if it's really going to get that. Discover a hassle-free way of maintaining your home with gutter vacuum systems designed to make clearing gutters a breeze without the need for ladders, ensuring your safety, time and effort. No, I don't want it to be a DIY-friendly solution. No, it's misunderstanding my point. I want to change. They're thinking I am selling a gutter vacuum system to a customer instead of selling a service to a customer. Clearing gutters is crucial for home maintenance, and using vacuum systems from the ground offers safe, efficient and time-saving solutions by limiting. Okay, so you got a slightly different answer. That sounds like a better one. I used my gutter vac today to clear a drain. Tried jetting it, didn't work. Ended up with some sewage, 2 tampons in it, not happy. Ugh. I have done a drain. I have put my vacuum down a drain before. And it was like a kitchen, like on the back of a kitchen tap. Sorry, so the kitchen sink goes through the wall, outside, down into a drain. And I cleared that drain with my Panther. And it was so greasy because she'd obviously been tipping grease and whatever else you tip down the sink. And I cleared the blockage, but it was thick of this white, fatty, gross grease, and it stunk. As soon as you like slightly disturb it, it was like an immediate punch in the face with stink. A lady ran over your snake. Had to use a lump hammer to fix it. I had that the other day. A lady ran over your hose. I literally had to get a new one the other day because my wire reinforced hose just crumpled. Use a drain nozzle on your pressure washer. Yeah, like a drain jetter. Okay, I'm going to start a new conversation. I think there's a limit of how many conversations you can start with like a free account. So promote the benefits of cleaning gutters on both domestic and commercial properties. Without boasting the benefits of clearing from the ground using vacuum systems for hard to reach places. I'm being very specific here. I just wanted to sort of word it well for me. Without using bullet points in a I'm going to do comma, briefly, and without using bullet points. Okay, that's not brief. That's not brief. Cleaning gutters is still going. Cleaning gutters is a crucial maintenance task for both domestic and commercial properties, and operating a vacuum system and opting for vacuum systems to clear them from the ground offers numerous advantages. Firstly, regular gutter clearing prevents water damage to your property. When gutters are clogged with leaves, debris, and dirt, water can overflow and damage the foundation. We've heard that. By using vacuum systems, even hard to reach places can be effectively cleared, ensuring optimal water flow. Helps protect the property's structural integrity. Clean gutters contribute to pest control. Maintaining clear gutters enhances the aesthetic. In conclusion, investing in gutters, in regular gutter clearing, particularly with the convenience of vacuum systems, is proactive and cost-effective measure that pays off in the long run. It protects your property from potential damage, ensures the safety of cleaning process. It's leaning a bit too heavily on the convenience of vacuum systems. Let's just take that as a template. I know it's quite long. I just want to get some content in this website. Now, the reason I'm quite scrolled in at the minute is because I just want you to be able to. I don't know if you can read that very well on the screen, but it's see, ChatGPT has a habit of listing stuff, 1, 2, 3, 4, and like bullet pointing stuff. So if you don't want it to do that, you need to specify. I'm going to buy a drain nozzle. Mine was flat. It's perfect now. So I could have potentially whacked it with a hammer. In conclusion, regular gutter cleaning, especially with the aid of a vacuum system for challenging spots, offers a range of benefits from preserving the structural integrity of your property. Darren, are you about? Oh, bullet points can be good. Oh, you're making me think here, Chet. You're making my brain go. So this is good just to like exit out of now without publishing. I think it saves. I think when you make changes, it saves it and you don't have to necessarily publish it on the day. So I can just exit out of this. SEO. It's like showing it to customers, isn't it? I always forget these acronyms. I'm not prepared for this, by the way. What am I looking for? Discord. This is very impromptu. I also messaged my accountant today. We're going to try and organise a date where he can come and talk to me on the live stream. But I think we're going to do it in person. And I just need to figure out where we're going to do that. I don't necessarily want to do it in my house. It's a little bit unprofessional. Do you ever record with a view of your lance? I've got a gizmo to attach to my lance, some satisfying angles. Pressure washing, but vibration makes it unviewable. Oh my god, I've always wondered this. What would happen? I think you'd need it on a slight arm with a spring on it. Or, because that would be a very cool view. Or you need a camera that's got stabilization in it, where the lens actually moves around and accounts for the because on like action cameras and stuff, or like DSLR lenses, some of them have got stabilization that you can just switch on, and you do this with the camera, and the lens is just sort of moving around to compensate for the movement. Just attach a GoPro to your headset, just log it in. SEO is not only about what Google likes, but also what customers might like. Google is trying to think like a customer and give them the best match to what they are looking for. Chad, you just said Google is trying to think. Do you realize that? AI is taking over. Steve says he very rarely uses his lance. Power brooms. I was looking at power brooms from Equip to Clean. I went to have a go on one, and it was pretty cool, to be fair. Here he is.
To be fair.
Hello. Test, test.
Testing. Is that working? I like to turn you down.
It is.
I'll come up after I've done this, okay? 10 minutes. Okay. Hello, I'm here now.
Hello. Is that your little girl that played rugby the other day and
Does it work?
smashed the other team?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can't hear
I
me,
can't
can
hear
you?
you.
Okay, hang on a sec.
Oh, wait there. That's because I turned you down. Hold on.
Is that your little girl that played rugby the other day?
No, that's the one that doesn't play rugby.
Ah.
The one that plays rugby is in bed already. She's ill with the cough.
Oh no. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Do you live in that t-shirt, or did you put it specially on for me? Be honest.
This one's got all my dinner down it from tonight. Look, and
Oh,
look on it from work. This it's been a rough day. Been a rough day. So I'll tell you why I popped on. So I've been doing this a long time.
it's been about. You wouldn't know because you haven't aged at all since those pictures you showed me when you first started.
I know. I don't even look like Santa Claus with my beard or anything. You know what I mean? I'm not fat Santa. I've been doing this a long time now, and I can count prior to this last 2 weeks on the number of times on my hand how many times people have had an incident with fuel whilst fueling their machines.
I saw Sid's post.
It's not the only one.
Oh no!
I've had 3 customers, all different machines. It's not machine related. 3 customers over the last 8 days that have managed to have a fire whilst refueling and set fire to their fuel can.
Oh my god!
Which tells me that something's changed with fuel. So it makes me wonder if it's to do with this new ethanol-based fuel, making the fuel more likely to ignite.
And is this not just because the tank is in close proximity to the exhaust?
That's what started it. Well, people been spilling stuff on exhaust for years, mate.
So, yeah, I've done that many times and it's never caught.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my point. So it just made me think that, you know what? Let's just pop on for a minute. Let's just tell you, so you can tell all of your people, look, just be extra careful at the moment because I'm sure something's changed with fuel and it's just a little bit more flammable than it was before. There we go. Look,
what
premium fuel. So I don't think the premium fuel is the premium fuel, the slightly yellowy coloured fuel. I don't believe is causing any of the issues. I believe it's this. Is it the E10, the new ethanol-based one that's completely like crystal clear? How do you know it was fuel related? So, it's one of those. If they're all on different machines, and we've all been doing it the same way for many, many, many years, the only thing that's changed in recent-ish times is the type of fuel, and it makes me think that it's possibly a little bit thinner, and maybe the ethanol content makes it more flammable. And the only thing that all these customers have got in common is they're all using the cheaper fuel.
You mentioned in the last podcast or a couple of episodes ago that you shouldn't store ideally don't store your pressure washer over winter with fuel in it in the first place, but definitely not with the cheap fuel.
Yeah, definitely, because it gums up and it creates all kinds of problems with the carburetors on them. But these are being used daily. It's not a gumming up problem.
Yeah,
it's been spilled. So to be completely clear, it's been spilt when they've been tipping it, and then and the other thing that's in common is they've all ended up with not only a fire on the machine, but it's gone backwards into their jerry can, and then they've had to run away from the van with the jerry can that's on fire and throw it.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
Yes, and not to mention, I'm sure there'll be a video at some point from a popular YouTube that may have had a fire. But you know he'd got the worst damage to his machine. It was a day and a bit rebuild on the engine, where it had melted stuff on the engine, where it had been spilt down and into the engine.
And you can't just spray water on a fuel fire, can you? Because it just spreads it.
I'm not an expert on fires, mate. All I'm going to say is it's not good, is it?
I learned on a health and safety I think I was working in a factory as a team leader or something. I went on this health and safety course or fire prevention course. And yeah, I think if you spray water on a fuel fire, it just makes the fuel go further and spreads it even more. I'm interested to know, any people in the chat, do any of you guys use premium fuel? Steve-O only uses premium fuel, because I still fill up with the cheap stuff because I'm tight. You know me.
Blasted in my face by all the lights in my room. I have a new monitor, by the way.
Another one.
I might have managed to drop my hands on a 49-inch super curve for my desk, which is nice. But no, going to the chat. It's just to keep an eye on the fuel job. Other than that, nothing else is going on, mate. It's quiet. With kerfuffles and fuss. I've got a lot of people getting ready for winter, and we need to pick a date that works to get your heater kit in, and we can make a video doing that. That'll be fun.
Okay. Are you going to change any of the design on your newer rigs to, like, is there anything you can change to make that fire situation less potential?
Not on the ones that have got the fuel tank right next to the exhaust. So it's the small engines, like the little GX39s and the little engines where the fuel tank is right next to the exhaust.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that. The V twins, on the other hand, you can do like you've done with yours, where you have an external tank further away.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Like I say, I've not known anybody in years have a fire filling up, and then have like 3 in less than 2 weeks, and it's like, wow, I should probably pay attention to this.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Add a fire extinguisher add-on for the modular systems that you've got, the frame van mounts.
Yeah, do you know what? That's probably not a bad idea. You should probably have a fire extinguisher in your van. Anyway, I'm surprised it's not in your risk assessment to maybe carry on. Steve's got his tube heaters. Well, Steve. These oil tycoons, you're right. My first thought was, we're just heading into another war, aren't we, at the moment? And I wondered if we were using up like a old fuel resource or something like that. Something just different.
Yeah. Because we get a lot of our fuel from Russia, don't we? Or we did. Not Russia and Germany, I think.
Yeah, let's face it, most people wouldn't know, would they? We don't normally handle the fuel, do we? And a regular person doesn't handle fuel. They just push a knob and it goes into the car, and as long as the car runs and drinks it, it's gone, innit?
Yeah.
I need to stop looking over there. Look, you can tell my monitor's bigger because my head's
fire blanket. Yeah, I haven't got a fire extinguisher in mine, but I have thought about it before. I guess the only thing you can do in a fuel fire if you don't have an extinguisher is like starve it of oxygen.
I think it'll be something I think we should probably discuss on the next podcast. Maybe look at ways of making the stuff safer, and perhaps what equipment maybe you guys should be holding on the vans to be safer.
Yeah.
Maybe like fire blankets, like a fire extinguisher, maybe knowing what kind of just knowing what puts out each fire for the products that you hold on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Might be a useful thing to know, because as the other popular YouTuber might mention, when he does his video, he actually panicked and it scared the shit out of him and he wasn't sure what he should do. And he was faced with maybe watching his whole van burn down.
Or getting close and it potentially exploding.
Or scarring him or disfiguring him or...
Because that's what you see in the films, is if there's like a fuel source nearby, it eventually blows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's realistic and that actually happens, but if you've got like an open jerry can and it sets fire, I don't think it's going to build pressure and blow up. I don't know what happens.
Should we do a test on an old one?
You could do a test on an old one. I'll stand well
Put a
back.
couple of quid in the petrol can and set fire to it and see how long it takes till it explodes.
Yeah, you could do the thing where you run the fuel along the floor and it makes a trail and then you light the end of it.
Let's get somebody with a cigarette.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
We shouldn't laugh. Fires are serious. I came on, in all honesty, to try and be serious for a minute. Do you know what I mean?
Did you?
Yeah. I'm genuinely worried for the people using the kit. You know, it's because if you all die, I've got no customers.
Well, it's I mean, I'm sure you're not the only supplier that's ever had that issue. And it's an obvious issue that we should all be thinking about when we're refueling. And so I think it was going to happen eventually. It's just, I guess talking about the things that you can do to prevent it. I guess covering the exhaust with some sort of towel or blanket while you're actually filling up the fuel. Or like a remote fuel filler system. You know, like a pump where you don't even have to handle a jerry tank or a fuel can. Just get an electric pump.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Smart exterior. I've just ordered the van mount boiler and pressure washer.
Nice.
Well done. Congratulations. So, smart exterior, what's your name? Unfortunately, I don't know everybody by their company names.
It's something we can get complacent about. I filled up when it's running because when I was rushing, you filled up while your machine was running. That's a bit crazy.
So, I've never done that. That's pretty.
Don't use pump petrol using electricity without the correct type of pump. You can also get hand pumps, can't you? Like a manual hand pump. I just don't know how long they take.
I don't think pumping's the way. I think that what caused it on this is the Briggs engines have a pre-filter in the top, and I think what it had done is I think that the fuel went in too fast, hit the little pre-filter, and then plugged back out because the pre-filter was partially blocked. So I think that's what caused, or should I say, helped this one happen, because the Hondas don't tend to have those in the top, do they? Off the top of their head. But no, it's 2 Briggs and 1 Honda in 3 weeks that have gone up. So it's not specific. And
are they all V-twins?
No, all little engines.
Oh.
And one was on. One of them was obviously a van mount.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were mobile units.
Okay.
Not built by us. So there were 2 The 2 mobile units were just like one with a normal little Briggs engine and one with a little Honda 390.
Okay, so before you said that, I had imagined in my head that these were van mount systems that you've designed that could potentially be a design issue where you might need to move a few things around. But now that you've said they're actually sort of almost pre-built systems that have been the same for years and they've still just all of a sudden happened. Yeah,
it's not on. Only one of them's ours. The others just our customers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a. It's not something. Smart Simon. Yes, you're. So I'll give you a live update while we're on, shall we, Simon? I'll get this right. Your boiler frame is already in, and that will be built. The boiler will be built later on this week. Your machine, the PB frame, hopefully we'll be back from powder coaters early next week. So we'll be mailing you end of this week, early next week. We can definitely hook you up with a van heater kit and sort that out for you. So just keep an eye out for your phone and emails, buddy.
Rick, I really like the idea of those clear sight tubes on the side, because at the moment I've got one in the top and it doesn't work very well. I can't tell how full the fuel tank is, which is annoying. I'd like one of those tubes on the side.
Yeah, but how do you fit one of those to the little, like the little Hondas? You know what I mean? You just got a tin tanks, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you never have to see them anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it's anything we can change. I don't think it would make a difference if we put another guard over, because I think the guard would just get hot anyway and potentially cause a problem. I think this is just about being more careful, and which is why we thought it was the fuel as well, because it's been, the type of fuel that we use.
The other interesting thing about petrol fires is I don't think the liquid actually catches fire. It's the vapor. It's the
Yes, because that's why they say about the movies, isn't it? They do the thing with the fag that we were saying earlier. They're saying that if you actually throw a cigarette into petrol, it will go out if it doesn't ignite the vapors.
Yeah.
On the way in.
And so you can spill fuel. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass. I'm pretending like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't.
Hey, me too. I'm not a fuel specialist. You know what I mean? It's something that's caught me a little bit off guard, but I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to work out what's changed to make this suddenly be a thing. It's tough, isn't it?
Are you
Anyway, have you done your website? Finished?
No, I'm not finished. No.
You've been at it all night.
I've been chatting. I've been so distracted. I can't get anything done when I'm live streaming. I tell myself I'm going to do these quotes. I'm going to add this here. I'm going to do a post, and I never do any of it because I'm just talking.
I think you've done a lot of gas bagging tonight.
Thank you. That's a compliment coming from you. You could talk for England. I could sit here and not say a word, and you would fill all the air for me.
You say that, right? I definitely find it easier when I've got somebody to bounce off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you only pop in every couple of minutes. I can do it loads better. If I'm on my own, I find it really difficult. Like really, really, really difficult.
Well, it's also nice when you've got a live chat as well.
Yeah, it's nice to bounce off the people, isn't it? Yeah. I had a go at doing streaming of races, where you do like the commentary over the races, like I don't know, Rory Walker style or whatever. When I got somebody to do it with, no matter how little the other person said, I found it quite good.
Yeah.
But when I tried to do it on my own, I really, really, really struggled. Like really struggled.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then you get inside your own head then, thinking, I haven't spoken in like 5 seconds. I need to say something. And then you start thinking about that instead of actually thinking about the content that you need to talk about.
Then you start stuttering again.
Yeah.
Right, Steve, where are we up to? Where are we people who stayed at the Cleaner Expo?
Good question, Steve. I was gonna ask the same thing at some point, but I never got around to it.
I'm thinking of booking a restaurant and paying for dinner for all of my Green Army customers and having a big piss up.
You're earning too much money.
If I don't go, I'm sure I can get the VAT back. I think it's tax deductible.
Wait, is that how that works?
If I go, then I can't claim the VAT on it. If it's expensive that I go, I can't claim the VAT back. But I think if it's something we lay on, I think I can get the VAT back. So as long as I don't go to the piss up, I think we can have one.
I thought like that was like a write-off for a meal and stuff. Was you sort of wooing your customers and like, so surely you need to be there to entice the customers to do business with you.
It's to do with being director of the company. If I was just an employee, it's different.
Ah,
But yes, no. In all seriousness, I am thinking that that's an idea at the Cleaning Expo.
that sounds great. Are you staying over or are you going back home?
Well, I'll stay over if we're going to have a piss up.
Yeah,
I'll go over if we're not. Is it on a Saturday or a Sunday? Remind me.
I honestly can't remember. I don't know. Someone in the chat will know.
Problem is, if it's on a Sunday, I've got to get bloody in early, haven't I? And be up and ready to face people.
I don't think it'll be on a Sunday night. It'll either be on a Friday night or a Saturday night, surely.
Yeah, we can have a good piss up though. We're going to have nice tea.
Yeah.
Get some ribs. Get some steak.
Craig reckons it's a Saturday night. So booking like a restaurant rather than just like a pub, actually having food and drinks. You want to line your belly before having a drink, didn't you? Really?
Yeah, I'm completely easy. I think it'd be a good thing to do. We may as well all get together, and I think I've got enough customers now that are interested in going to the expo that I can lay it on for all the customers.
Oh, definitely. That would be a massive gathering, to be fair. I mean, I've already got a few people in the chat that are going to meet up with me on the day, and
yeah, you're not invited. You've got an orange one, but anybody with a green one can come.
Am I even a customer of you? I bought some hose from you. I'll have you know.
You have brought some. I didn't see a review, by the way. I didn't see any video saying how good it was, or how bad it was, or how indifferent it is.
I will be sure. You know what? Actually, when I ordered that hose, I didn't have the nice green sticker on the side of my hose like everyone else has got.
Is yours an all black one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saved the green ones for our customers.
I was looking forward to the sticker.
You know that green hose for a second, right? I have to buy that 10 kilometers at a time.
Bloody hell.
My spec with the green stripe down it.
I can imagine it doesn't make sense if you're just buying it in small quantities.
They won't do it. They won't do it. They won't do it. So how long do you think it takes me to get through 10 kilometers of hose?
To sell it, I have got no reference point as to how much 10 kilometers is. What's that, about 4 miles?
Well, we sell it in meters, don't we?
Yeah.
10 meter lengths.
Oh, 10,000 meters.
Or it's 10,000 meters. There we go.
I don't know. I wouldn't even like to guess. Tell me.
Well, when I first started doing the Green Army stuff and branching out into the different stuff, we would probably buy 1,000 meters a month, give or take.
Bloody hell.
Now we are doing the full 10 kilometers every 4 to 6 weeks.
That's crazy. That's I think like 1,000 meters when you're just starting out. That seems insane. That seems like a lot anyway.
The volume of 50, 60, 100 meters hoses we're going through now is just unbelievable. And that's not because the same person's buying it and they're bursting because they're crap. It's because so many people are buying it, if that makes sense. Good stuff.
I want to ask you some business advice, but it's probably not the place.
Dan, you never sent me TJ. What's a TJ? What have I not sent?
You never sent me.
What's a TJ? What have I forgot to do, Ad?
Oh, this is the chap in my Discord that asked you about potentially some fittings. You said put it in the comments on the website, maybe. This is not the time and place for customer disputes.
Live. A mark of a good company is how you deal with your cock-ups. I strongly believe that. I stand by that, by the way, and the best advice I can give to any of you guys ever, it makes no difference whatsoever, to a certain degree. It makes no huge difference whether you are exceptional or average when you do a job. If your customer service is absolutely A1 pucker, they'll love you even if you've done an average job. If you do the best job in the world and your customer service is bad, it won't make any difference. They'll just slag you off all the time. So if you cock something up, if you knock something over, if you scratch something, just go in, swallow it up, put it right, and do a little bit extra.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference.
And a lot of times you'll be compensated for the way that you've dealt with that. They'll either compensate you for the loss. If you show that I'm going to replace this thing that I've broke for you from my own wallet, they'll probably end up paying you anyway, or they'll stick it in the review that they leave you, and that will lead to more work potentially. You'll always be compensated for a kind gesture.
I think so. It may have lost you.
Yeah.
Sometimes money can be tight, and perhaps the last thing you want to do is lose £100 on the job because it means it's cost you to go and do it. To go and put something right. But you have to do it. It's something you have to do. You can come in, Nance. Okay. This, by the way, everybody, this is my favourite child. This is my Nancy.
All right, Nance.
We're live on YouTube to everybody, and there's a load of live chat here. Al's the rugby player, isn't she? But I don't like her neither. How did you feel?
Terrible.
Okay. Have you put any cream on it?
What's going on? Have you stood on her foot?
Okay. Say again. Sorry, mate.
Have you stood on her foot?
No. Nancy suffers a little bit with eczema and sore skin a little bit, and she's struggling with one of her feet. It's just her shoes rubbed her and caused a bit of a flare up, or a sock or something. And I promised I'd only be on for 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
A cream.
I might need your advice on that. I've after 31 years, I've suddenly got a dry knee. I think I've got eczema on my knee after 31 years of nothing. I feel like I'm wearing down. I think it's my work trousers.
Yeah. It's age and the chemicals you're surrounding yourself in.
You reckon?
Okay. Yeah. I never ever put a bit of wash it and put a bit of vino on it. It'll get better. You should wash it and put vino on it. Okay. Love you. You shut my door for me. Thank you. Right, I'm back.
I'm sorry, mate. You can. Do you want to have like a break?
No, she's gone. It's all good. Right. So, I never suffered with any skin conditions ever, other than the odd spot. Normal stuff. Do you know what I mean? And if you'll see now, as I've got older, all around the top of my eyes here, look, sore and dried and minging. And I put it down to just the chemicals and the environment I'm in, and the water I drink at work. So when I drink a lot of water at work, I get really bad skin, and I don't get the same problem at home.
I was listening to a podcast the other day about drinking tap water and how bad it is for you.
Yeah.
Also, do you not think running a business, you're more stressed than you were when you were younger?
I am always stressed. Just the stress is a different level of stress.
But that can also turn into skin irritation and stuff.
Oh, and bad guts. Oh man, bad guts. You wait just a little bit older and it'll start with you as well.
Oh, mate, it's already begun.
That's it. Stress is a killer. It really is. People look at that. Described it now. So when I first started, I definitely did not have enough money at the start of the month to pay my bills at the end of the month.
Yeah. I feel that. And I felt that this year.
stressed a little bit, but not that bothered, right? And then I've kind of, so I found some paperwork the other day, right, while I was tidying up. And my missus says to me, she says, shall we keep this to keep us? She says, oh no, she says, why are we keeping this folder? I'm trying to find it. She says, why are we keeping this folder? I said, oh, it's an old work folder, our old accounts for a month from 2006, right? And in December 2006, in the whole month, I took 800 quid.
Mm-hmm.
They think, oh, 800 quid doesn't sound too bad. Now, that includes all of the parts and everything. That was 800 quid gross. So for me to take 800 quid...
After your expenses and stuff.
No. That's 800 quid for everything. I didn't make 800 quid. I took 800.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I probably made 200 quid.
Yeah.
A month. And I said, no, we'll keep it. I can't just see where she put it. I said, we'll keep it because it'll remind me of what times used to be like. Times are no different now. Just the amounts of money have changed. It's now tens of thousands instead of hundreds. It was hundreds of thousands. Now tens of thousands. And it's just, and it sounds like a lot of money, but you know what? You don't have to sell many compacts at 10, 12 grand to suddenly have an extra 200 or 300 grand on your turnover in a year.
Yeah, well, it's all relative to the amount of money that you're spending to make this business successful. And my mom, I learned a lot from my mom when it comes to like your attitude towards life and stuff. And she always said that if you do the right thing and just generally be a good person, things, the hard times do get better. And I've learned sort of not to worry about money and situation and things because I'm doing the right things. And as long as you stay on the right track, things will happen. And it's when you start sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, when I packed in being a scallywag and started doing good things and believing in karma, I think that made a difference. Oh, yeah, what's this? Let's have a look. I said that to the other child, did I? Did the bigger child come in as well?
Yeah.
Right, so I wondered about that's smart, but couldn't find many details. What do we reckon that is? Is there any update on the Not Weed Killer? Just make a phone call, it's in stock.
Yeah, it's not going to be on a website, is it?
Not in the future. Just make a phone call and they'll hook you up with some of that. Last few months you just started. Not even break even, but prepared for winter. The smart throttle. Let's have a look.
Pure Seal Christmas party. I got that email the other day as well.
I'm not invited.
Are you not? You're not popular enough like me.
I think I'm too close. I'll get on really well with Chris when I see him when we speak. And I did offer to stock some of the products because we haven't really got any plans to develop any of the
chemicals and stuff.
Sealer type product. The chemicals might look at doing our own biocide.
You've got a chemist.
Yeah, we've got our own chemist. So the wet products we probably will develop at some point. We're not going to get involved in doing any sealers or paints or any of that kind of stuff. But the other stuff we probably will develop, and I think the reason why Chris has never took me up on that because he thinks we'll either try and copy it or rip off the product, or I don't know, whatever. I don't really know. I don't know why people don't want to do business with other people.
Well,
But he's chosen not to do it, and then didn't approach us to ask us if we wanted to collaborate with some kind of discount with the people that have done his course. He chose to go with somebody else.
Yeah. I always speculate about things like that, particularly when I've reached out to certain people and they've read it or they haven't replied or they're just not interested, or I always think about it in my head and think of potentially the worst case scenario, what they might, maybe they don't think I'm worth collaborating with, or they don't think my channel's big enough, or they don't think this, they don't think that, I'm not right for them, or whatever. And every time in the past where I've actually plucked up the courage to approach a person and ask them why they didn't do this thing, I've always been totally wrong about it. So maybe consider that.
By the way, I'm not grumpy about it.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, but you're drawing conclusions that might not be true.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just guesstimating. I'm not really. To be honest, I hadn't really given it much thought. It only came back round again when somebody else went to me, "Ooh, you going to the Pure Show Christmas party?" I was like, "No, I haven't been invited. I'm not really no mates. Nobody loves me."
I thought it was just for their I thought it was their customers, but is it invite only, I guess?
No, I've heard that they're inviting the other supplier along.
There is another supplier that's going. Not in competition with you. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say. I'm sure it. I don't know if the information's out there. I'm not going to say.
Sit on the fence. Sit on the fence. Mate.
Yeah.
You just sit while on that fence.
My attitude.
They're going to be listening 3 hours in, are they?
Probably not. My attitude these days is I now understand that when you're running a business, and I understand that everyone's busy and things get missed, messages get missed, people don't necessarily pay attention. They don't care about me. No one cares about what I'm doing. They care about what they're doing. And like I've realized through the amount of messages that I get on like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube of people asking for advice and stuff, like I'm now in the position where I'm not replying to people because I just don't have time.
I am with you. Our biggest killer for us is messages over multiple platforms.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the killer is. So we tried to keep it for email, but for some reason people find email really difficult to do. And I don't know why, because my phone's got email. It works as well as Facebook or WhatsApp or any of the other. But we tried to keep it with just email. Then we started getting a lot of messages on Facebook and Messenger, and that wasn't working because not everybody in the office has got access to Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And that's because we don't trust them to have the access. It's just complicated to give everybody access. Do you know what I mean? It's not as easy as it sounds. So we've got a company WhatsApp number that works on all of the phones, all of the computers at work, so that can be manned. But now we've ended up with emails, text, because people text the WhatsApp number now.
Yeah.
We don't tell them it's attached to a computer.
Yeah.
And it isn't actually my phone or a phone that's particularly on me, but they text a random phone that's on the desk at work. So we now get text to that. We get calls to that. When we tell them not to call that, call the landline. We then got Facebook Messenger. And then in a different inbox, I found out there's a Instagram Messenger, which is half connected to Facebook Messenger, but not quite the same inbox.
Don't get me started on Instagram. They've got Instagram. They've got message requests where it filters out potential spam, but some of it's not spam. They've got a general folder and they've got a primary folder, and these are all inboxes.
I don't get it, right? I don't get it. I can't keep up with it. So it means that what I have found is people that deal with us now understand that we do get a little bit busy at times, and sometimes you might have to ask us twice. And it's not a big deal. They just know that if we struggle or we get halfway through an answer and it disappears, it's because it's gone all the way down. We can't. It's not easy for us to find it. It's on a platform we've not looked at. So now our customers are getting a better understanding of how to integrate with us. It's not so complicated, but we definitely do miss the odd one.
And it's also.
And we don't do it on purpose. Do you know what I mean?
I've also seen suppliers, particularly Pure Seal, they'll say when they've maybe had something wrong, that there's a staff member not come in, or it's a bank holiday weekend, so they're not going to get to all your messages, the phones have gone down, whatever. And if you communicate on Facebook with people, like, people understand the day-to-days of running a business now because you're communicating it, and stuff isn't always easy to reply to. Do you not think, are you surprised that emails are still around? It seems archaic to me.
No, I get where emails sit. Emails have replaced a letter. Emails are becoming more formal. So emails, at first, emails were not formal, and post was formal. Now I think post has been replaced with email, and email is the formal. And what was the casual communication but quicker, which was email, is now your WhatsApps and your messages and whatever. And
I'm surprised something hasn't replaced email yet.
It isn't that emails are slow, it's people just want an immediate response. So they want to see that tick to know that you've read the message.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
They want to see that you've read it, and they expect you to respond to it quicker, even though it all pings at the same time on phone or...
Yeah, I can respond to an email just as quickly as a text, but email seems slower to everyone, doesn't it?
Got Greg in the house. I get on, Greg, with your new hotbox. Your hose left earlier on today, but with you tomorrow at some point.
All right, Greg.
Oh. Maybe having a dedicated email for just... You know what, right? We've got a dedicated email address for accounts, and then we've got a catch-all, which is info that goes to all of us. So info on the way in is one that goes to every single person that works for us, and then we've got all of our own individual boxes. And people will still send account inquiries to one of our personal boxes. They just ignore it. They just send it to wherever.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that good old telephone call. Oh, you know what? I don't like speaking. I don't like ringing up. I don't ring the Indians to order my food. I can't speak to people with accents on the phone. I really struggle. In person, I'm fine, but on the phone, I don't like it.
I don't like talking. Yeah, I don't like talking in general, and I think I'm probably not going to go to this Pure Seal thing because I'm just generally not good at. You are?
You rebel.
Not through any other reason other than what am I going to do when I get there? I didn't speak to anyone on the course, on the applicator course that I went on. I'm not good at small talk. Unless I'm talking to someone about something I'm interested in, like you today, I can make conversation because I'm interested in what you have to say. If I'm meeting someone for the first time, it's like a networking event, I suppose. But if I'm talking to people I don't know, which is another reason why I'm getting a bit anxious about this cleaning expo that's coming up. I'm sure I'm probably going to see people and meet people that I've never met before. But I've got nothing to talk about. Like
Lighter on the front of my stand. I'll have grid girls there. You can just perv at them. Oh, sorry, I hope Mr. Smout's not sport. But just, I think I agree with you. I also, do you know the other big problem I suffer with? Going away from the grid girls slightly. More people know me than I know them. So I get a lot of people come up to me and go, "Oh, Darren, how you doing?" I'm like, oh yeah, pleased to meet you. and I can't remember the name, and you have to find a way to talk the bullshit. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, or
Everything good? Yeah, good.
they
What's
messaged
happening?
you. They messaged you 2 years ago. Remember when I messaged you? You know.
Yeah.
But just in general, any social event, small talk, and pretending to be invested in a conversation that I don't necessarily want to be a part of is very difficult for me.
Are you a little bit of a weirdo?
Am I a weirdo?
Is it your? How old are you?
31.
That makes you a Gen Z, is it?
I don't know those terms. I've heard them a lot, but I don't actually know the difference.
Do you relate to snowflakes?
Can I relate to them? I despise them. No.
They're not your kind. They're not your kin.
Do you know what I mean, though?
I'm having a poke.
I know.
I get what you're saying. I don't find it easy. I honestly don't find it easy talking to strangers.
If I'm not invested in the conversation and I don't have a question to ask the person, I can't just make one up. Like, the worst question for me is, so what you been up to? Or are you all right? Like, are you all right? Do you actually want to know if I'm all right? Should we get into it? Because I'm not. Like we could get into it. And so when people say, have you had a good weekend and stuff, it's like, you now need something from me where I need to explain to you how my weekend went and how I felt about it and stuff. It seems disingenuous.
We've got a bit of an icebreaker, not an icebreaker, but a little thing that we say that snaps people out of the norm. So they'll come in our place and they'll go, "How are we?"
Mm-hmm.
Right, which sounds like the telephone. How are we? What the how we or whatever it's called.
Oh, Huawei.
So we'll go, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and we'll just go Samsung. We'll just say Samsung back at them, and they'll go.
How many people actually get that joke though?
Hardly any. But then it's down a different path.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the expo, it's going to be different for me because I'll be working it. So I'll have to speak to people, which, because they're interested in the kit, I'll enjoy doing. You know what I mean? I'll enjoy that.
Yeah. Because it's specific.
But would I go there to network with people? No. If I wasn't having a stand there, I wouldn't be going at all. I'm not even interested in what other people in my industry are doing.
Yeah.
I consider us to be the class leaders, and I'm not interested in what anybody else is doing. And we will find a way to make whatever it is better, and that's what we do. So I wouldn't go and network with people. I'm not interested in walking around the other stands. It will be, for us, it'll probably be a day where all of our customers will probably just want to come and have a chat for 10 minutes with us.
Yeah.
Sales will be a very small aspect of that show. It's more of a networking show for everybody.
Yeah.
Will there be any special show sales?
Well, it's also about seeing your equipment in person as well, because you see pictures and stuff.
Come and touch and feel it. It's nice. It's pretty.
Come and feel my equipment.
Come on. Will we pass the threshold?
Yeah, I think so.
10,
yeah. Another one that I like to do is, if I'm genuinely interested in someone, to open the conversation, I say, "How are you feeling?" rather than "How you doing?" because that opens up a different corridor of.
I don't think I want to know how you feel.
I am personal with my good friends. Like, I like to get into the feelings and stuff. Yeah.
I'm perhaps a little bit older than you. We don't talk about feelings with me and my friends. We talk about tits and fannies and stuff like that.
What, your own?
Talk about feelings. You know what I mean? Everybody's different though, aren't they? That's something I have. One thing I have done is that as I've got older, being personal for a minute.
Mhm.
I was one of these people, so I'm of that age where, and this is me a few years ago, I would not dismiss mental health, but I would be not very receptive of it because, as Matt Marty's just said, feelings isn't a man thing. However, as I've got a little bit older and a little bit wiser, I have started to understand that sometimes it isn't just easy to go, oh, you need to man up or be happy if you're sad,
Yeah.
for example.
Pull your socks up, pull your boots up, or whatever it's called.
And sometimes it took me many years to understand that, and also maybe understand that I've perhaps at times not had the most, or not had very good mental health at times, you know. And it's took, honestly, it's took till fairly recently, the last sort of 5 years, for me to start to come around to it. Then in COVID, I started to really understand it, and then probably the guy who I considered to be possibly the strongest guy, sort of mentally, physically. This guy lived in a barn and bathed in a trough, and he was a real strong guy. Hung himself in the middle of COVID, and he was a good friend of mine, and it made me realise that if somebody as strong as Dave couldn't talk about his feelings, then maybe we needed to change a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So I probably would have just completely have took the piss out of you more than 5 years ago if you told me you wanted to sit and talk about your feelings.
Yeah, same.
Now, and I have had it on more than one occasion where I've actually had a customer come in because they want to escape whatever they're doing, and they've broken down over a cup of coffee because something isn't working in their life and they're not sure which way to turn. And I'm not good in those situations, and it is really awkward, and it doesn't feel very nice. But you try your best because you want to sort of relate and let everybody know, I've perhaps been in that position, or you might have been in that position. You know what I mean? So is it empathy is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, and just being
it's nice just being there to listen to somebody, because sometimes that's all they need.
Yeah,
but that's about as deep as I go now. So that's it. Feelings. We've done feelings.
Listening.
Is there a hook on my phone? Hang up a rally calendar.
Okay, I guess we're moving on.
As it happens, we're moving on. We've done feelings. We're not gear out.
Okay.
Right. Yes, I can supply it with a free hook. Or Pirelli calendars.
I don't get that reference.
But no. Pirelli calendars. You've never worked around a garage, have you? So back in the day when I were a lad, the most exciting thing you'd get would be the Daily Sport or a Pirelli or a Goodyear calendar. And it wouldn't be of tyres. There would be a tyre with a completely naked late teen, early 20s girl on it for you to look upon during the day.
Yeah.
And that's where the Pirelli calendar would come from.
Like do they still do that in the Sun, page 3, or is that sort of thing anymore?
I reckon if they did, they'd sell more papers.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read a newspaper in my life.
You know what? Right, in the toy car world, right? It's on massive events. We used to emulate having like grid girls, but trophy girls to give out the trophies. And you know what? It was brilliant. And then everybody got involved and said you couldn't do that anymore. It was sexist and all the rest of it. So,
Well, I think it's up to the girl as to whether she wants to make money doing that or not.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. And I'll guarantee there'll be some girls on our stand at the Expo show for you to come along and talk to.
Yeah.
My missus, by the way, believes that we should have blokes on the stand. And I said, you need to pick your shows for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you need to consider your audience. Mind you, Soph will be coming with me, so maybe tailor it to her.
Lucy will be on the stand. Who was on the stand last year, and she can do everything from have banter with the lads to
Attract other women.
Yeah, she does it all. Did you come coupled last year, or did you come on your own?
I came coupled last year, but she keeps a low profile.
She's making sure you're not spending any money. That's what it is.
She was doing a bit of filming last year for me, which I'm hoping she'll do the same for this next one too.
Well, you see, when you came last year, I think we'd spoke once or twice on Messenger or maybe on chat, but I didn't really know who you were, and you did one of them. Hi, I'm such and such, and I went, oh, hi. I'll pretend I know you while we talk for 5 minutes.
No, what it was, I never introduced myself. I just stuck a camera in your face. And I don't know whether to can you approach some? How would you prefer someone to do it? Right? Do you approach someone? Do I approach you with a camera and say, "Are you cool with me filming this?" Or do I have the camera away and then say, "Do you mind if I film this?" And now we're already halfway in a conversation when I pull the camera out. You know what I mean? No,
I'd much prefer you not to do it stealth. Just to point it at me. The stealth recording in general irritates me a little.
No, I don't mean stealth. I don't mean stealth. I mean, if I was to pull up to your shop tomorrow, unexpected, and I had my phone in front of my face as I walk up and shake your hand, and you can see I'm clearly filming you, but we haven't really discussed it prior. What do you think of that?
It wouldn't bother me. It really wouldn't. If it's not planned, you just have to make sure I don't get too controversial. Because I run out of things to say and then I panic and I start babbling about stuff that irritates me.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I can get dark very quickly.
It's easy to go down a rabbit hole of all the stuff that's at your front of your mind, like, oh, I hate him so much. I'll just tell you how much I hate another supplier.
Do you make enemies for yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
People don't like me.
Why?
People don't like me. Just say what I think. I don't consider myself a people's person. I'm not a politician. And I can be a little bit brash, or some people might say full of myself. And that's just because I'm a reasonably confident guy in general. And I kind of know my shit over some stuff and I don't like it when I definitely know what I'm talking about and I'm a professional in my field and people try to tell me otherwise. And then that really sort of boils me. And then I might get a little bit petty thrown into the mix. And then before you know it, you've gone down a dark rabbit hole.
Well, I think people gravitate towards that, believe it or not, as long as you're authentic about it. I think honesty is always a good thing, and saying how you feel and being confident is only a bad thing when you're confidently wrong and you can't admit that you're wrong.
Yeah, I've aimed at being. So we've gone through a change or growth in our business, which I hadn't planned for. I didn't expect it. And to go through that growth, I've had to be absolutely brutally honest with it. Because if I wasn't, you would have ended up with what went on the other Christmas to one of the other suppliers, the other November, where they just stopped answering emails for a month or 6 weeks and nobody knew where their thousands and thousands of pounds was.
Yeah.
Because nothing was out and nobody was answering phones. I decided that if we haven't got something in stock, and it is going to be more than a few days, or we will give you a bell and we'll go, look, this is the score. Do you want your money back? Are you in a rush? Do you want your money back, or do you want to wait? And I found that has worked really well, which has meant that even though at times this year we've had 6 to 7 week lead time on some of the stuff we make, not one person's moaned or grumbled about it, because we've been upfront and honest about everything from the start.
Yeah, I think over communication is definitely better than not communicating at all.
And don't confuse our Facebook or our comms when it's quiet with us not being busy.
Yeah, it's not a reflection of your day to day.
It's quiet because we haven't got time to do it.
Yeah.
As Greg will know, and some of the others that are on here, I've got hundreds of photos of machines that we've sold and glory shots that I haven't had time to post yet.
Yeah. Steve says, I had to leave the corporate world because I knew my opinions and spoke my mind, never held back, wasn't popular. I experienced exactly the same thing. People don't like it when you're honest. I admit part of it was probably my delivery. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to start my own business, is because I was just honest about other people's ideas and their motivations and where the company was being held back and all that sort of stuff. And people don't like to hear, because they don't get it often. People don't get honesty often. And so when you are honest, it's but there is, Sophie's taught me this, is there is a way to be honest without being an arse. I'm not very good at that.
No, me neither. Here's one, Simon. Is it radio control cars you're into? Oh wow, is it radio control cars?
Don't get him started. This is a pressure washing podcast.
Don't get me started. Wait there.
Oh God. He was desperate. He was dying for someone to ask him that.
Let me bring this one across.
Is that your new one?
So this one was given to me by the company Schumacher to race in January at Milton Keynes in a shopping centre, because I'm just a little bit involved in the toy car world. So when I have a little bit of spare time, so usually about this time of night, I'm actually chairman of the governing body of the sport for radio control car racing.
You're quite high up, aren't you? You do a lot of commentary as well.
Yeah. Do we do any FPV on the cars? Well, it's funny you mention that. It's been tried over and over and over again. The problem is how fast the cars go. It's not representative. So these cars do like scales that they do sort of 50 to 70 mile an hour, which is equivalent to 500 to 700 miles an hour if 10 scale to full size. Which means that when the camera's on the top, it's very vibratory. You can't sort of see where you're going. It's really bad. When you slow the cars right down, so they look rubbish to watch from the outside, but they're actually really good to watch from the inside, you can do FPV. We've been looking into it for disabled and limited access. Can you say disabled anymore?
Yeah, I think you can. There's another word that you're not supposed to say, but yeah.
Yeah, but not necessarily disabled people, but people that can't.
Impaired.
Impaired, yeah. So.
I was going to say latency as well, Ched. Yeah, try and. I don't understand how people who fly drones have those headsets on with seemingly zero latency. They do that insane drone races through hoops and stuff, and they seem to have no latency. And how does that work?
I have no idea.
And surely you can do the same.
I've tried. Yeah, but it's to do the vibrations of the car.
Yeah, true. Because you don't get that in the air, do you?
So anyway, toy cars. I love it. I'm very passionate. What I will say is what toy cars have done for me is by being on the board of directors, it's meant that I surrounded myself with very professional people, and those professional people have helped drive me along as a person. So before I joined the board 10 years ago, I'd never held a board meeting. I went to a customer of mine. I went to one of the biggest customers I've ever had, which was within the NHS. I went to a meeting to talk about servicing their equipment in my overalls from a job.
And you probably felt confident having the experience of sitting in on a board.
No, this was before I went on the board.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I went in my overalls.
Right.
Didn't even go with any business cards and sat down and thought, I'm winging this. They can see I'm a worker. I'm going to get the job.
Yeah.
And I then surrounded myself with people, learned how I should behave in a boardroom or should behave in a meeting. And I now do things very differently. And since being surrounded by really successful people, it kind of rubs off on you and you learn certain things you should and shouldn't do.
I've always felt a bit hard done by when I working for Aldi for 7 years, but actually looking back, it's built me into someone who knows how to win over a customer who's got a complaint, or run a team, handle cash, all sorts of life skills I wouldn't have ever learned had I not had that experience. And you're right. It's about the people you surround yourself with, and I think every life experience is a good one because it will teach you something, even if it's a bad one.
Can I make an RC Alpha 2? It's funny you mention this. I've been asked to make something tonight. I've been asked to make a soft wash style chemical applicator that will suck from your tank on the van, choose between 4 products and send it out, but they want it to work by remote control.
That's cool.
You press the button to swap chemical while you're out doing your cleaning, turn it on and off, swap chemical, everything by remote.
Would you have adjustable nozzle on it as well?
I think you'll just be able to unclip it and change what nozzle you want to have on it. So you might want to brush on and click for deionized water if you're just cleaning the windows down, or you might want to click for your hypo and have a different lance on. It's something that they want to use for putting the products on and then cleaning down afterwards, so they can want to swap between various things.
That's a great idea.
So they can use it with either a brush or a lance to put it on.
Isn't the main issue with that length of hose when you're trying to push chemicals all the way down the hose without having like an engine behind it? Are you talking like a soft wash engine or like an electric pump?
I want to do it with an electric pump. And I want it to run off the battery pack that are on the compacts. And I want it to bolt on the back of a compact with the hose reel that's on the top of it. Long term. It'll be a separate thing to start off with. But I think it can be done.
Because if you're running that through because ideally, for most properties in the UK, you want at least like 50 meters of hose on your van mounted system. Are you going to be able to push chemicals 50 meters with like a battery powered pump?
Yes.
Okay. There's a genuine question because I've heard of these issues people have had in the past, but it's only ever been in what's the word where people say stuff? You don't know whether it's fact or not. It's just in.
No.
What's that word?
So injecting chemical down high pressure hose is complicated, and to get it further than about 20 meters is complicated. But this is going to be done with a different type of injection, with a different type of pump, like at soft wash speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rick. I did meet Rick. That's right, the wheelchair guy, the C63. Your car, mate, sounded awesome.
Is that a C63 AMG?
Yes. I was like, oh, God, what a sexy car.
Yeah.
I do love C63. It's one of the performance cars I've never had, by the way. But I am going to have one day.
I think the thing I was thinking about was actually the way the XJet works, that it can't suck product.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
like a Venturi
correct,
over a certain distance.
Yeah, so it's if you had all the XJetters. So let's break down controversial. All right, what is an XJet? Right, an XJet is just what we would call in the jet wash industry before somebody give it a name. Right, that was just a chemical injector, which is a Venturi injector. You'll find stacks of them all over the internet from, I don't know, 10 quid upwards. Right, and what they do is they use a stainless steel one. Because of the chemicals that are being used in it. So it's not a particularly special one. It just happens to be
Resistant.
Stainless steel. And then they just put an end on it, which gives you the fan and the spread and all the rest of it. Right?
Do you know the other thing the end does, which I only found out the other day? The end, that nozzle has holes to draw air to help it foam the chemical.
To make it foam the chemical. Yeah, it's just a foam ender. It's nothing. There's nothing particularly special about an XJet. Just somebody has bolted these components together and gone, use it here. And it's nothing new. People have been doing it with brass ones since the start of time. It just happens that this company have bolted these components together and released it as a kit. I don't get the hype. I don't particularly think they're very safe.
Agreed.
Atomizing product up to 10, 20 meters away from you, whatever the distance is, I think is dangerous. I think if anybody caught you doing that on a property, there's no way you get your risk assessment passed if you were going, oh, by the way, I'm going to take this bleach here and I'm going to atomize it and uncontrollably spread it 20 meters from where I am into the air and vaporize it and all the rest of it.
I always feel so rushed when I'm using mine. I feel like I'm in a panic rushing because I don't know whether it's the sound of the engine running on the pressure washer, or whether I've only got a certain amount of product, so I want to make sure I'm getting it all down efficiently.
That second one, that's what it'll be. It'll be rushing because you know that thing is with the product. Rushing not to waste the product. So you want to cover it before you run out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're hammering it. I just don't. I don't understand the hype. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think that there's better ways of doing that. I think there's safer ways of doing that, more controlled ways of doing that. Might take you very slightly longer to do it.
That's the issue for most people. The hype is that you can cover a large surface in a less time than you can with like an electric backpack, for example, like a chemical application. I don't know what dosatrons do. I don't know whether they're quicker.
I don't know neither. I read relatively, and again, all the dosatron is a large plastic Venturi chemical injector with a meter involved on it, so you can turn it up and down.
Yeah.
To adjust it. It's the same principal product. It's the same idea.
I like the idea of using my gardener backpack or even like a van mounted pump, but it's just not quite fast enough. I wish my gardener backpack had a slightly higher flow rate so I could get more chemical down.
Yeah, I'm thinking of using. So I found an electric soft wash type pump that delivers 26 litres a minute. So I figure that should be good enough for doing this type of application.
Probably a
So
bit overkill, to be fair.
Possibly a bit overkill. So it would, you'd be able to have a metering valve on it, so you could alter the ratio of the product as it went through it, and then spray it on exactly like your gardener pack, but it comes out of the van down a longer hose.
I think the main bit, other than the flow rate, the main bit is most people have their XJet attached to a mini trigger, and then so you're spraying from chest height down onto the ground.
You mean just a small lance?
Sorry, just a small lance, yeah. So the benefit I've found using the gardener backpack, and I use my water-fed pole, it's right near the ground. The fan pattern, I've got two 50-degree fan jets, so it gives me a really good spread of the product. If it was slightly higher flow rate, it would be perfect for applying chemicals. It's right down there near the ground. It's perfect control. So I would like a long, thin lance with a wide fan jet with good flow. That would be perfect. So you can get it right.
Possibly a couple of fan jets.
Yeah. So you're right near the ground. Even though it's slightly atomizing it, it's far enough away from you where you're not going to breathe it in.
Agreed. So you look at this product development.
Yep. It always turns into product development on these live streams.
We should do a brainstorming night of wish list.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that.
We should do a wish list night. So if money, time, whatever, unlimited space, whatever it was, wish list. Do you want something smaller? Do you want something more powerful? Do you want more whatever it is? Let's do a wish list night. We
should do prizes also for the best ideas that are actually realistic. It's not just like a wish list of fantasy things, something that actually could potentially work. That's buildable.
This thing that's come up tonight, I was already toying with the idea of doing this pump, which is why I know that we can inject the chemical, because I've already done the legwork for it. This has come off the back of a really good customer of mine, and he wants me to build one for him. So he'll have the prototype. I will get on and get this built over the next few weeks. I'll just work late at night. I was meant to be, instead of, playing on my sim rig and chatting to you, tonight I was meant to be drawing up a rough mock-up of how that might look for sizes and dimensions. But yes, so Steve arranges a soft wash pump for the Alpha. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And then my long term is to be able to do bolt-ons to the compact. So the compact will do everything as one unit.
Yeah.
So it'll have a soft wash hose on the top of it. It'll all suck from the same 500 litre tank. I'm going to put one of those
like modular optional extras that you can just bolt on.
That. So it'll bolt on the back and use the solar, use the batteries to manage and keep all of the other stuff going. So you can turn up, you can use the jet wash, pull a little hose out, do the bit of soft washing you need to do.
Yeah.
Clean the windows afterwards because you splattered the windows, so you've got a bit of deionized water on board that you can use on one of the other poles.
That would be insane. That would be great.
That type of thing.
I think if you can picture with this soft wash trigger, if you can picture like, your 1200mm lances with a slight curve on the end. Picture like a plastic, thin, lightweight version of one of those with a fan jet on the end. That's what I'm thinking for a chemical nozzle.
Will it not snap?
It depends what type of plastic you use, I suppose. And not those crappy ones where, you get the little pump sprayers from B&Q or Screwfix or whatever for the garden. And they've got really low quality fittings and they're just disposable. Plastic is delicate. Yeah.
I think the problem is if you have much thinner than a standard lance. Oh wow! I'll fill your boots over this. Hold on.
Send me a link.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I know.
The
2 seconds.
me see. Actually, just been able to download the picture. No, damn thing. Maybe I can screenshot it.
Send me the link on Facebook.
I'm gonna see if I can make it work now. Just bear with me. I can't send you a link because it's hidden on the back end of a dealer portal that I've got.
Oh, okay.
But while searching for something, I've just found something that I didn't even know existed. So let me just open up Paint.
Also, have a look at the Chapin 1949 sprayer. The little lance that you get on that is actually really good. I think I don't know what that's made out of actually, but I think it's chemical resistant. Well, it must be. It's just too short. If they did this with a longer lance, can't make the pictures bigger. It's got the little fan nozzle on the end as well. Yeah, that little lance there. Brass. Is it brass? But brass isn't chemical resistant.
Brass would get eaten alive, I think.
I think it's stainless steel, but it looks like brass.
See if I can send you this.
Viton seals. Oh, brass nozzle and wand. You're right. But I've put acid through mine. I think I've put hypo through mine. And it's been fine. I wonder if it's because I've cleaned it out fairly quickly afterwards.
Check your face tube.
What's wrong with a water brush / broom with 4 jets on it?
Nothing.
Ooh,
I think you could use that.
that is a good idea, actually.
That might be quite heavy.
That would be very controlled, but the only thing I'd suggest that's wrong with that is that's only suitable for ground surfaces and not necessarily walls or roofs.
So the little picture that I've just sent you is a telescopic lance for doing this low pressure water application that goes up to 4 bar, and it extends. Where's the gump buff about it? Goes 700 to 1350, so it's not massive, but it goes from half lance to full lance length.
That looks exactly the same as my my pump sprayer that I got from Screwfix, but it's not extendable.
It isn't what I was looking for. I was looking for something different.
Yeah.
But that popped up as I was searching for something different.
The benefit of it being extendable also means you can do like render and walls and stuff without having to buy like a specific thing, because it doesn't need to be high pressure, does it? It's not going to collapse. It's not going to.
No. This I've just found there. Just I really need to get away from this computer and get my next computer plugged in. This one's a pain in the arse.
Are you hanging around for a bit? You hanging around for a bit, Darren? I'm going to go for a wee.
Me, I'm going to be here. What time is it now? 11. You've got about another 20 minutes tops of me.
All right.
And, then I really do need to go. I'm going to face tube you another picture while you go for a wee.
All right. Keep talking.
Keep talking. You want another channel takeover? Now let's hope he turns his microphone off when he goes for a wee. Or else we'll be hearing piddle, 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 stop. Piddle, 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 stop. Let's have a look. Have we answered all of the questions in the chat? It's usually I'm doing some right squinting. Send that one across. So he's got that when he comes back.
Also, just going back to people not following instructions when they send you messages, and sending them to the right inboxes and stuff.
Yes.
It's hard enough for people to even send me their name and address, let alone ask them for photos during the quote. I've asked one customer, I've asked them 3 times to send me their name and full address, and each time they've ignored me and asked me another question. It's like, I can't help you until I've got your address.
Agreed. I'll come back to that one in a second. The Evolution 2 has an injector after the pump before the hose. Will the hypo eat the hose? The hypo won't eat the hose. What the hypo will do is, if it's brass, it'll just prematurely wear the brass. It'll work, it just won't last forever. So that's what will happen with that one. But going back to your thing, for the toy cars, we have around 9,000 members. And the biggest problem we have is people don't know their own names or where they live.
Whether they've what?
They don't know their own name
Oh.
or where they live.
Oh, where they live. Sorry, I thought you said, or whether they've, and then you just stopped talking.
Where they live.
Yeah.
They don't know their own name or where they live. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, so that's the other. So when we do soft washy type stuff, low pressure chemical injection, it's we use that one that I've just sent you, which is about 600 a log.
Yeah, I've seen
yeah.
I've seen a few people using this little chemical lance.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem long enough. Again, I don't know why they make them for midgets. Like, why not make it longer?
It isn't long enough, but it's. I think it's a genuine Sutner product. That is, yeah. It's got an ST code to it, so that's a genuine Sutner product. That is. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll just make one. I'll just spec up what we need. Use that gun because it's readily available. I'll measure the size of the tube, and we'll just buy the tube in whatever length we want, have it bent and cut and done. It's not a big deal.
I wonder how difficult it would be to make extendable attachments like gutter poles, like gutter vacuum poles.
Oh, to send chemical up what into your gutter vac to clean while you're sucking?
No, sorry. If you were to want to clean like a wall or the side of a house or something, to just have like, add-on lengths of tube that makes it longer.
Just use your water-fed pole.
Yeah.
So your standard water. So I assume that everybody carries a traditional. I say traditional, a water-fed pole that hasn't been converted to high pressure. So how you would use it for soft washing?
Yeah.
You would just use your soft washing. And on the end, instead of the brush, small nozzle attachment.
Yeah. Or a few.
I
really like my my brush with the 2 50-degree fan jets. It's got like a really nice spray pattern.
Yeah.
And it lets you slightly agitate it when it's going down onto the surface if you need to as well.
So I watched Chris. So I don't get out very much and do much of the cleaning. So it's only when I want to learn something. So when with the roof cleaning, I had to go out and meet a customer on site so I could understand how he was using the kit.
Yeah.
So I could advise him better on how to set his kit to use it. And it'll be the same with this water-fed pole. So although the kit and the pump side of it and the mechanics, if you will, is quite. I'm not going to say easy to me. That's the wrong word, but natural. It's something I do a lot of. That'll be dead easy. Not dead easy, but that'll be a simple task. I still need to fully understand how this equipment's used on site.
Mm-hmm.
Until I understand how it's used, I don't think I can get to that next. So, like, I've had an hour on the chat tonight with a customer of him explaining how he intends on using this chemical box idea, so that I can make it in the right way. So he wants me to use electro solenoid valves, so he can have click, click, click to change between.
Yeah.
So what he basically wants to do is, for example, if he's cleaning the windows down after he's done his clean, he wants to be able to click and have like a pink power or a TFR come through his water-fed pole and brush.
Yeah.
Put it on, and he wants to go click and then have clear water come through without him having to mess around going back to the van.
If that's not
So
if that's not already a thing, and you can make that into a manufacturable product, that would absolutely take over the industry, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what it. So that's one of the aspects, and then he's going, but I want to use the same bit of kit because it's all connected up and it's all down the right size hose with a different gun on instead of it being on a pole. And I want to click and press a button, and I want it to put the hypo down.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
And put the fire side down.
So it means you don't. Yeah, it's just like instead of buying 4 different pieces of equipment or spending an hour keep changing things over. Yeah, it's going to save either time or money, isn't it?
He's worried about spillages in the back of the van, so he's turning up to site with all these different drums and having to carry part bits. He's going, well, actually, I could fill it up at home if I had 20-litre tanks, for example, 3 or 4 20-litre tanks, fill it up with product. He knows he's not going to use more than that product on the job. He leaves all of his other drums at home, so he doesn't have to take a half drum and then the next full drum to the job because he's already filled it up.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. I'm talking about it because this is before. This is more like not market research, but trying to decide the requirements. So here we go. Have to also consider it. Already thought about this. This was part of the daydream.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, Ched.
Yeah. So basically,
And Steve,
we'd put a short timer in so that every time you selected a new chemical, it went to the water tank and flushed it out and all would predetermine how long it would take to push the product out. So let's say 50 meters takes 15 seconds to do a full run of hose till it's clear.
because you can calculate it by the flow rate, can't you, I suppose?
Correct. We just put a short timer in, so when you change product, it would run clear water through for X amount of seconds. So you'd run the lance till you saw clear water. You know it's come clear, and then the next product that comes through is the new product.
Yeah.
So that was our short version of. That's my non-refined version of how I can achieve flushing. I'm sure it could be done. I'm sure it could be done even better than that.
Mm. Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. I didn't think about the cross-contamination of the products. I only thought of like you'd waste a bit of product by running it until the line's clear.
I know I thought, because if you mix hypo with certain products, it can become explosive.
Mm.
So immediately I was like, there needs to be a flush.
Yeah, you can create all sorts of gases and stuff as well that are
Exactly.
They can kill you.
Yeah, Ched, it needs a little bit of thought. This is a nearly market research or demand stage at the moment. When I actually go into, I might actually design this one publicly in front and show everybody how we're getting along week on week.
That'd be
I've
good.
never done that before. It depends whether people find it interesting or not.
I think they would.
how we design a product or how I design a product, and the process involved in getting it to market.
Are you ever concerned that that people are going to steal stuff before you get a chance to make it popular? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to take the time to design something publicly, are you not worried that someone's going to take that idea, if it's quite a unique idea, and either do it better or do it quicker or cheaper?
You know, these things already exist in various versions out there, and we're not using anything that isn't already on the market. The only thing that will truly be bespoke will be the frame and the control system that we use. How we control the product. Everything else will be off the shelf. It'll be a X branded pump with X branded water tanks, with X branded hose reel, with X branded hose.
Well, in your case, you've found stuff from other industries, like the food industry and stuff, that have been used for years and years, and you've applied it to the pressure washer industry. So it's not like the ideas aren't already out there. It's just you're not putting two and two together. But once one person does that, everyone's going to copy, aren't they?
It'll happen. I mean, let's face it. Somebody needed to 20 years ago design a hot water van mount. You know what I mean? And then all the other manufacturers went, "Oh, I know. That's a good idea. Let's make our own version." Somebody decided to put a jet wash on a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just make our own version. And so on and so forth. Am I really bothered? No.
I don't know much about patenting things, but I don't know if it doesn't seem worth it, because stuff just gets copied anyway and slightly changed.
I just don't think I've been around long enough to know that we're at a point now where, providing we put time and thought into what we do, I think that our pool of customers would buy it because it works with it's like immediately compatible with the rest of their equipment that they've got from us.
Yeah.
And
you're like Apple. You're like Apple. You want to make an ecosystem of products that all work well together.
I'm more. I consider myself more Google.
Yeah.
I'm more open source. I am more cutting edge. So whereas Apple is probably 5 years behind,
but they do it better. Well, arguably better. They do it to a high quality, but they're always late to the party.
They're always late to the party. Our stuff's just different. Our stuff is built with experience. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Is I've nearly been and seen it all. So when we've actually made something, we've gone, well, they break all the time. Do we really need one? Yes, no. Well, let's not include it then. This would really help if it was one of these. Let's add that to it. And then we had to put into the mix that these things need to be all bolt together. So Simon, that's on the chat, higher up, he's ordered the hotbox stand with PB frame, so that he can build it all modular as he wants his kit to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it can be put in the van in a very modular way. So I think that for me, building the right, I don't give a toss if somebody wants to copy it. They would have to go a long way to match the sort of customer service and experience that we're offering that goes with it, because a lot of the kit that we are now selling, they're not just buying from us necessarily because of it is the kit, I suppose, but the price point or the this or that. They're buying the product because it's the right product for them, so it fits a size, and they get to come and have an afternoon with us, learn how it works. They get all the add-ons, all the bolt-ons, all the other bits that are completely unique to buying from us, that not all of the others do.
Well, I
So
think that
Sorry.
that reflects the whole industry in that you can do most customers. I think especially the high value customers are sold on a good reputation, good reviews, rather than the actual price. As long as they know you're going to do a good job and you're reliable, sometimes price comes a bit further down the priority list. You could be way more expensive than the competitors, but if you've got that good reputation, price doesn't even come into it sometimes.
when I very much that. So I rarely look at what anybody else is selling stuff for.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm not interested, and neither, by the way, should you guys be that are doing your work for other people.
Oh, that's the most common question. What do you charge per square meter is the most common question I get asked.
The price needs to be what it costs you to run your business. And we had this chat, didn't we?
Yeah.
About 50% for you, 25% for the
and also based on the service that you're offering as well. People are offering different levels of service. You're offering different levels of equipment to what everyone else is. It's just a different standard. I'm not saying it's higher or lower than anyone else. It's just different because it's custom to what you want to make.
Yeah, and I think that makes me less worried about being copied, because there's only sort of one of me and one of us, which means that's as much of a that's as big a part of it as anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of it comes from the person. It's not fancy websites and all that stuff. It means nothing if the person who's running it, the person that has the ideas, the person that has the reputation, that's what drives everything.
We could speak all night about how much per square meter and what it needs to be to cost and to run. Night, Wayne. But yeah.
See you, Wayne.
As Ched says, when people start out, they don't know how much their business costs to run. Hence the questions, and that is 100% true. I'll give you an example. I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to be caught out this year. So we've, and I didn't realise this till the other week, that corporation tax for limited companies has gone up 6%. So that means I've got to put 6% on everything just to stay where I was last year.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. How many staff work at PWS? Well, let's count it out. There's me, there's John, there's Ron, there's Chris, there's Sonia, and we get Fester in when we need him. 6 of us. There we go. Simon's still on. Look, he's still awake.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. We're just talking about your stuff. For me to get my pressure washer off the wheels and mounted safely too. And it will look awesome.
Yeah, Ched, just going back to what Ched said, when people are starting out, they don't know how much their business costs. I'm not suggesting for a second that it's an unfair question to ask. It's very understandable, and I'm sure I've asked that question if I look back on my old Facebook posts on the different forums and stuff. And it's good to get a ballpark. Seeing what other people are charging isn't the issue, I don't think, is copying what other people are charging when you're offering a totally different level of service is the potential issue. If you're trying to charge the same as someone who's been in the industry for 8 years and they've got the latest equipment, they've got 8 years worth of experience on top of what you've got, and you're trying to charge the same as them, then it's different. And with some businesses and companies and suppliers, when you're buying products from them, you're also buying customer service and after sales support, I think.
How many staff work at PWS? Half of them.
I don't get that.
Tough.
What's the joke? I don't get it.
I think that Rick's implying that some of them are in attendance, not actually doing anything.
Oh, okay. Oh, how many staff actually work at PWS? I understand. Yeah. I like the idea of that brainstorming night that you suggested. Product development night.
Would be a laugh.
That'd be
Be a
cool.
laugh.
Because then we bring our own ideas as well. But then you're getting all these free ideas, and you're going to go off and make millions. Billions. You're already making millions, probably.
I came to the conclusion a few years ago that I'm never, ever, ever going to get rich doing this. This isn't a high value industry. It's not something I can step back from doing. I need to work every day. Because I work every day, I basically earn a wage like everybody else. So I'm not going to be a billionaire doing this. I don't think anybody in this industry is going to be a millionaire doing it because it's a service industry based thing. The only way I stand a chance of doing well out of this is if at some point I can sell the brand.
Yeah, we discussed this when I came to the shop. I do disagree with you about it not being a high value industry, though. I think people spend more money in this industry than a lot of other similar, say for example, a plumber, an electrician, maybe not a landscaper, but people that are pressure washing are constantly breaking equipment and replacing it, or they're constantly upgrading and moving on to bigger and better things. There's always something to buy. I think everyone in the chat will agree. You've probably got 7 or 8 things on your wish list that you want to buy maybe next year or something. People are always spending money in this industry, but I appreciate what you're saying. It's not something that you can step back and have it as like a passive income.
I suppose some of it is how your business is structured, isn't it? But for me anyway, I'm not saying I've got a bad life, but I'm definitely not just about to order me McLaren.
Yeah.
You know,
I think getting rich, you need to tap into something either extremely niche, or you need to be very early to something, or you need to be a bit of a genius. And this is none of those things. Yeah. I'm under no illusions that this business isn't gonna take me where I want to be. So something else has got to come in the future if I want to get to the position where,
Just a quick question: would I need to change my hose when using the boiler for a high temp hose, or my standard twin wire hose be fine? What rating do you have on your twin wire hose, Simon? Usually, twin wires are built for 140, 150. So you should just be able to use your normal high pressure hose. You definitely don't want to be swapping between hoses. Just a normal twin wire hose should be rated high enough to do that. Sorry.
No, you're okay. So what's if you were to sell the business to an industry magnet? What do they call them? Magnate? Industry, big old. What would you do afterwards?
Okay.
I don't see you putting your feet up.
Let's talk endgame, right? So I'm 45 now. It would be super convenient that somebody came along when I was mid-50s, brought the business for a few mil, because we have quite a lot of stock. We're probably, I haven't checked my books this year, but we're probably sitting on £1 million worth of stock and assets, I would imagine.
Well, reputation as well, and potential sales, and
yeah. So let's go wish list. Let's say a couple of mil, right? And I would then like to remain contracted for the next 5 years as a consultant of some description,
Advisory
back,
role.
back into the business on a close to a 6-figure salary. That would be my ultimate end game. All right. The likelihood of that happening is slim to none, and there's more chance of one of my girls, not so much Nancy that everybody's seen tonight, but Belle, the bigger one. She deeply enjoys breaking the mold of what girls should do.
Mm.
So she plays rugby. She'll wrestle anybody to the ground. She'll quite happily. She's not a tomboy as such, but she likes to challenge the ideals of what girls are traditionally capable for.
I like that.
So there's every chance that she would like to. There's every chance that she might want to continue with the business.
More specifically for you, though, if, for example, you were to sell the business tomorrow and you had a stable salary, there is not a chance in hell that you're going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and relax and retire. So what would you be doing?
No. I will take the position as the IFMAR president, which is paid travel around the world to do toy car stuff. And I would probably spend once or twice a month somewhere else around the world doing toy car stuff for a laugh. If I didn't need to work,
Yeah.
that is. Yeah, RC racing cars. Yeah, you've got it. Racing RC cars. Not necessarily racing, but officiating at the meetings. I'm too slow now.
I don't know. I think you'd be creating stuff. You're very creative.
I do like making.
Tinkering.
Tonight, while we've been talking, I've been adding a couple of new products to the website. You know, I've always got something going on. It's just about times and I don't know, what do I want to be doing? Petrol or electric RC cars? Great question. The last class I seriously raced was the 5th scale, so the great big ones, which were petrol. They had 26cc petrol engines in it. I deeply enjoyed that, but actually at the moment I'm racing electric. So last Friday night I was invited to a club in Stoke. They laid on a car for me because I didn't have a car that was the right type of car for where they race.
Mm-hmm.
So one of their members lent me a car, so I just had to turn up and bind my transmitter to it and race what I was given.
I bet that'd be quite interesting. Something you haven't raced before.
Yeah, I've never ever raced on that circuit before. Never raced that type of car before, so it was all brand spanking new for me. I'm just having a look now to see if I can find the results. Was it the 17th this last week? 10th. Where are we?
Do you ever feel like you'd be satisfied with life in general?
There's every fear, right, that I'll stop and then I'll just eat myself to death if I stop. So, no, I think I would rather just carry on.
I mean,
stay busy.
When you're looking to the next thing, you say the ideal, the ultimate. It's good to have goals, I suppose, but the ultimate would be to sell the business and stay on as an advisor.
Yeah.
But like, if you're, I found recently that if you're waiting for the next thing to happen, you're sort of missing out on now, and you're not present, and you're not able to enjoy now because
I had that fear with the girls when they were growing up. And it wasn't until my mum died in 2015 that I properly engaged at work. Whereas prior to that, I would only work just enough to do what I wanted to do.
Mm.
So if I wanted to buy a new car, I'd work a little bit harder. And then I'd fall back to spending a lot of time at home. When my mum...
Yeah. I found myself rushing through certain work, certain jobs, certain days, to get them over with, to move on to tomorrow, and then realizing like it's much nicer just being in the moment and not necessarily taking your time or slowing down, but appreciating what you're doing today. That today counts because it's a day of my life, rather than waiting for it to be over, or waiting for tomorrow.
Do you not think this year's just completely disappeared?
Yeah, that's gone fast. Yeah.
I particularly feel that this year has gone, well, if we both froze, that's your internet, not my internet.
Yeah.
If I froze, it's my internet.
It says here the stream's still going.
So it just came up saying we both froze.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, this year feels to me like it's just vanished. I don't really. It might be because I haven't had a holiday this summer. I've had no breaks to look. We're all programmed, aren't we, as people to. Greg says he can't hear anything now.
They might have to refresh the stream.
I reckon we might be done. It might be time. 20 to 12. I probably need to go.
Okay.
When are we on next?
I can look at my calendar if you like and just figure it out. I've got my accountant joining me soon, so I'm quite keen to get him on.
Have we done one in November?
Our most recent one was, I will tell you.
Yeah, tonight's Tuesday. You don't normally do a Tuesday. You normally do a Monday.
Yeah, I got home at 3 o'clock this morning from Cyprus. So our most recent one was 3 weeks ago. That was the second Q&A that we've done together.
You could leave it and do a Christmas special.
We could.
I'm easy.
Christmas.
We can smash it between now and Christmas. I'm easy, whatever you've got going on. I don't want to come and take over your feed, but
No.
people enjoy it. Questions to ask. I don't mind spending.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you take care. Bye. Everybody.
Sorry about that, guys. Is it playing up? Is it? Well, sounds like a good place to end, doesn't it? Installing Spotify. I didn't want to install it. Just wait to open it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everything's going wrong. It's working. Peace. It's all gone Pete Tong. Thank you all for watching. That was an unexpected chat with Darren. I think that was nice, wasn't it? My Spotify does that every time, really. Mine does it quite often, actually. I don't know. Maybe it should say updating rather than installing. I'm guessing it's probably updating, not reinstalling the app. Yeah, sorry for the tech issues at the end. I appreciate you all watching. Have a good evening. See you in a bit. Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible we do live quotes for real customers, and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.